Good morning, friends, and welcome to today's special tarot party. It's a surprise party, a surprise for you guys. And what my goal is to use the energy of this full moon to be able to release some things that are troubling, because the full moon is a fantastic opportunity to clear our minds and get real stable and secure in what it is that we are truly wanting. So that is my goal today, is to bring that to the table. Hi Kane, hi Kritika, welcome. So I'm going to do my best like I did last time. You guys know I tried my hardest to make sure that I got as many readings as I could. And once again, that is my primary focus. So I'm reading for the general energy of the full moon and what it is that you can shed. You know how a snake sheds its skin? Well, in the full moon season, we have a chance to shed what is no longer serving us. And I have a surprise for you today. I don't know if you were here the last time. I have a dice game that I play that enables me to take a peek behind the scenes into what's going on for you, and then to use that energy to encourage and inspire you to let go of something that has been holding you captive, particularly in how you think about things, okay? So I'm just lighting up my Palo Santo. I have a fan going today because it's warm here in Tennessee, and you can see the fire dancing around. And I think that that's a really good sign of the that the spirit has movement for us, that whatever the question is that's facing you, what can you give up? What can you let go and not control so much? Spirit knows you're doing the very best you can. And sometimes we can make our own problems by how we react to what's going on in the world around us, right? So let me just grab a pen so I can keep track and move my water over here. And then let me introduce you to the game that we're going to be playing today, okay? I'll put my selenite moon to the side. Selenite, Selenite. You might want to look that up because it does have spiritual significance as a crystal, especially for cleansing and removing negative energies, interferences, and what have you. Okay, so here is our game for today. As we look into the energy around the full moon, what is it that we can release? What does Spirit have for you? I've divided up the game board into the near past, the near future, the hidden mind, what you're not aware of, and the higher mind, where spiritual guidance lives. If we could connect with our higher self, with higher mind more often, we would live in a life that was not as troubling as it can be. As I like to say, life has a way of really messing you up. All of a sudden, things are going well and a flat tire or a storm comes and causes great harm and damage, is what's going on in the U.S. right now with some flooding that's been very devastating for people, right? Life has plenty of the opportunities to become lost and feeling disconnected. So here, what we want to do is help us feel more connected to Spirit and to one another. Okay, so let me just drop the dice. And I'm just going to read just for the general collective today. And then if you'd like me to throw the dice for you, let me know. Just put into the comments what it is, what life area is it that you are ready to release something today in the energy of the full moon. They call it the buck moon, and I did not know that by just natural wisdom. I Googled it, and I found out that the reason it's called the buck moon is because the deer, the male deer, grow their antlers at this time of year, and that's why it's the buck moon. So let's take a peek what the story dice have for us today when it comes to releasing. Okay, so the turtle comes up in the near past. And what that shows me is that as a general rule, we are impatient. Life goes too slow. Have you been waiting for a soulmate? Have you been wondering where your next employment situation is going to come from? Have you been wondering why you're not attracting friendships that are sustainable? You know, what is it that you're wanting from the universe that is moving so darn slow? It's on your last nerve. So this as a focus point for what to release during this full moon, it makes sense because Spirit is calling you to release your frustration at things going so slowly. Okay, so let's look over here at the hidden mind. These are things that are not up there underneath your underneath your awareness, underneath your consciousness. There are things holding you back that don't want to let go. Okay, letting go is not easy, but during the energy of the full moon, it becomes really powerful. It's no accident you're here now listening to my voice. As I encourage myself and you through spirit, what can we let go of? This is a problem for me personally. I always have certain things I want to go fast. It's like if I'm baking something in the oven, I open the oven and see, is it done yet? And any good baker is going to tell you, you let the heat escape every time you open the oven. Leave it alone. Don't rush. However, in your hidden mind, what you're not aware of is that you want this happily ever after. There's a rainbow here. That you have been through a storm in the past. Something has deeply disappointed and disillusioned you, and you're willing to move on. You really want to create a rainbow from a storm. There's something in your heart that will not give up. This star is the sign of healing. Okay, so you're in process underneath the surface of your consciousness is a push for healing. Okay, and so your inner being, your inner sense of things is got everything in perfect alignment for you. However, there's fear in moving forward. I'm going to flip this dice one over and look at the frowning face. Okay, so this frowning face shows me that your healing is not finished yet. So hidden in your mind is this need to want to go faster because you think that speed is going to get you what you want. But there's a part of you that's been knowing you need to move very slowly. So hear your higher mind in this time while you're waiting. So you're waiting for something good to come. In this time, you can hop on your cell phone and be complaining about what's not here yet. You can be using your cell phone, your social media, this near future. You tell a lot of people about what's going on, what's not working out for you, all right? And unfortunately, what you talk about, you walk about. What you think about, you bring about. So what Spirit is here to tell you is you, first of all, stop complaining. Stop talking about what's not working out. Over here, there's a button on the bottom right that's got hearts in it. Can you see it down there? If you can resonate with me, have you caught yourself worrying? Have you caught yourself complaining about things? Is it you that we're talking about? Hit the 100. Join in the energy, the willingness to let this go. Full moon energy right here, right now. They call it the buck moon because male deer grow out their antlers this time of year. And do you know that male deer and elk and that type of large antlered animal, the two males can be so focused on stubbornness, they can fight and interlock their horns, and they may die because their horns are interlocked, their antlers are interlocked. So right now, don't lose this battle with yourself. I know a part of you wants to complain about what's not working. I get it, but it's holding you back. your higher mind. This is your future self. Your future self is right here, right now, July 10, 2025. Your future self is also in 2030, walking around through life. Within your imagination, there is a future you. Look at this abacus. It's about counting things. And then this conversation. Your future self knows that when you clean up your talk, when you start speaking about what it is you're wanting and not with what's going wrong, it's going to be counted to your benefit. Every time you hold yourself back from complaining, it's as if you are investing in your future self. The future self is moving these beads every time you control what you're thinking and saying. The only thing you really have control of is your tongue. You can't control the circumstances, but you can control your reaction and your tongue. Okay, so important. So your higher self, your future self that is living in your higher mind is saying, empty yourself of complaining. Every time you do, magic happens. Look at this, turning the dice, the magic wand, right? As you invest in withholding your complaining, you can expect real miracles. Now, next full moon in August, I'm going to be back and I will do readings on the new moon and the full moon so that we can keep track and not let too much life go by before we have a chance to live our fullest life. So now let me get back to everything. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. Aren't they cool, Sarah? The first time I did readings with the dice, I was nervous because I thought, well, it's different than the cards, but they give up the best information, okay? So an affirmation that can go along with this is, even though I don't know how, I'm not complaining as much right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm controlling my reactions now. Even though I don't know how, I'm trusting Source a lot right now. Now remember, tapping helps. Reframing your story, creating scripts and affirmations, it all works and it helps. I can help you. There's a lot of people online that can help you. But if you want to see what I do, check out manifestfaster.com. There are several free resources there, and it gives you some information about tapping and how to get involved, because tapping works. I've been doing it for 20 years. I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. Okay, so welcome. I'm going to pull the dice for anybody that desires it. I'm going to do the best I can to go around the loop and just throw dice for as many players as I want. And if you live in Tennessee and would like to have a party and have me throw some dice for you, let me know, because this is a fun game to play. So I see you, Sarah. I see you, Sandra. Who would like me to throw dice for you? Pop into the chat right now and let me know. And I am happy to do it. Hi, Tricia. Welcome. Who wants the dice thrown for them? Oh, perfect, Sarah. Okay, Sarah, hold in your mind if you want to let me know. Oh, good. Okay, let me write down your names. So we have Sarah. And we have Sandra. Welcome, Sandra. And we have Tricia. Okay, so Sarah, what is the life area that you really are ready getting a CT scan today? Oh my goodness, Sarah. So I imagine that you might have some worry on your mind around your health and what can you give up, okay? First of all, everybody, if you could hit that little, I don't have a heart button on my screen, so I can't add the hearts of love. So that's where I really depend on y'all to help me. There, thank you so much. Oh, I got goosebumps. Oh, I'm feeling this for you, Sarah. There's so much love for you here, okay? I've been through some scary things in my life with tests and stuff, and I know it can just really bring you to your knees for sure. Okay, so Sarah, let's pull the dice. See what your future self has for you today. Okay, all right. Let's take a look here. Wow, interesting. Interesting that a couple, all right, so Sarah, if you were not here for the first reading, some of the same um, cards, some of the same dice have come up, haven't they? We have the rainbow and the turtle and the abacus. So I definitely would go. I'm going to put timestamps on here. Oh, Bina, my darling, thank you for being here. Oh, such a sweetheart. Everybody give send love for Bina for her help. But Sarah, let's take a look here. Okay. Aw, okay. Just, oh. Oh, okay. This is really, really good. All right. So, Sarah, darling, thank you everyone for sending Sarah love because it's not easy. And also, listen, if the way the collective reading works, if any of you, your pick up on the story, you might get goosebumps or something feels right, accept it, receive it, because indeed, this can happen for you. Okay, you can actually receive a personal reading that's intended for someone else. Sarah, first thing I'm picking up on is my sign. This love deeply sign has been with me for several years. I bought it when I was living in Mexico, or no, before I went to Mexico. And it, to me today, I feel that, put your hand on your heart, Sarah. Take a breath. Okay, Spirit loves you deeply. Spirit loves you deeply. You can't cut yourself. Spirit will never abandon you, but we abandon Spirit, don't we, sometimes? But Spirit cannot and will not abandon you today. All right, let's go forward. And I'm going to go to this recent past. So that the clock and the abacus strike me first. The apple is, I'm seeing it over there. But this clock and the abacus, because they're both time, right? They're both symbols of time. You could measure time on an abacus. You know, every hour you could push one of the beads across. But I feel like it's like time has been messing with your head in the recent past, because you want answers. You want to have comfort, you want to find out what's going on, but on the other hand, so you want to rush to know things, but there's a huge element of humanness that is to procrastinate and withdraw, cringe from medical procedures. Isn't that the truth, Sarah? And I know with you and your love for herbs and your love for spirit, and especially the herbs, because you know how healthful it is to understand the power of nature and herbs. And so that can cause us to hesitate and to not want to go through medical procedures. Blech! And I know for sure I don't do medicine the way the culture would have me do it. I'm a rebel and I know it, that heart of that. However, there's times when we can take advantage of equipment that has been invented by brilliant humans, right? That men and women were inspired to create remarkable equipment that when it's time, there's nothing we can do but submit in humbleness, in humility with that. Now, the fruit. Thank you, Spirit, because I was like, what are you trying to tell? I couldn't tell. But Sarah, the fruit is there will be fruit, okay? There will be fruit that's coming forward from this past experience. Whatever information you receive, whatever it is fruit for the seeds that you're planting here. You have my contact information, Sarah, and you can see in the description box, Pattern Breaker Tarot, but you have me on Messenger. So please contact me and I'll give you a handful of affirmations that you can use, okay? I'm definitely wanting to be able to help you out here, because many times when our back is against the wall and something awful happens, absolutely, completely, when something awful happens, it just interrupts our way of being. And when we have to humble ourselves and go under procedure for something that we would not choose for ourselves, it can see like, well, where's the fruit? But fruit will come out for sure. Now, let's move into this a little deeper. I just want to go to the hidden mind. So what you're not aware of, what is deep in your spirit, Sarah, is belief in healing. I have goosebumps. Do you have goosebumps right now, Sarah? I imagine you do. And I imagine there's other people watching that you have goosebumps also. Because, oh gosh, I'm just flooded with spirit right now. It's just thirsting over me. Because your inner being knows there's a rainbow here. Okay, look at that. 100% confidence. There's no clutter in your deepest heart. And so this first message here, that there's fruit, completely. Whatever you learn as you go through this procedure and get the results, there is that promise of spirit. What did God say? After a storm, the rainbow always comes. So this is what's in your hidden mind. Normally, this is a part of your mind that feels insecure. Okay? So also, Sarah, do you have, oh, hi, Janice. Oh, my heart, my heart. We're just getting a powerful reading here, Janice. Sarah, do you have a grandmother or someone that's passed that would be cheering for you from the other side? I'm just feeling my body is just tingling all over. And so I feel that there's more than human help here for you today, okay? So let's go ahead to the higher mind. Now, this is beautiful because this is future self. This is the channel, like, you turn on different channels or on YouTube. Oh, thank you for being here. Oh, yeah, all my hands on my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because look, there's a gazillion tarot channels out there, and you guys picked to be here. It means so much to me. Okay, so that channel for me of the higher mind is your future self. Okay, Sarah? So your future self move slow, right? And there's a key. So the key to your keeping your peace of mind is to move slow. Take a breath. When they talk about grounding yourself, I used to never understand that. What does it mean, ground yourself? And to me, it means your body. Okay, when you're anxious, you are 100% in your brain, in your mind. Anxiety lives in the mind. It just, those thoughts start going and then you fall in a hole. When you're aware of what your body is feeling, you can't use your brain in the same way. One of the quickest things to do, Sarah, is go to your kitchen sink and turn on cold water and put your wrists under that cold water. Even at the lab where you may go for your session, you can go into their bathroom, turn on the cold water. Put your hands right under your wrists, right under that cold water. That's a way to trigger into your body and ground yourself. Got it? But again, please contact me. I will text me because you have my text. So text me and I'll give you some affirmations. And then we have near future with that lightning bolt. So the lightning bolt is energy, right? It's energy. It's like healing energy. It's our whole bodies operate on electricity. There's like even money. Money is, you can touch your hands with money, right? If you have a coin or a bill. But did you know like over 95% of money is energy, right? If you go from you're paying for something on PayPal or something, right? You don't send cash. You send electric money. So there's so much electricity around us and in us and through us. That's healing energy, right? Also, it could be the energy that's going to be used for the treatment that you're going to be going for, Sarah, right? So look at how it's by itself. It's like all of the power that's available to you is on this particular moment in time where you will go through with the power of source, okay? Oh my goodness, I'm just blown away. Thank you for all you guys that are saying hi. Hi, everyone. I appreciate you. I'm just so into the reading right now. I appreciate Magnificent Success and Janice being here to just greet you all. But Sarah, I've never had a dice game like this where my whole body was just vibrating during the whole reading. So just know that it's not only me. Of course not. It is Spirit. Got it? And Spirit is behind you. Spirit's got your back 100%. Everyone who's here. Let's hit those thumbs up or whatever, not thumbs up, but the heart indicator over there, or 100 celebration, those little icons. I'm using my imaginary button. Thank you. See, I pretend I can do it, that you guys make my dream come true. Sarah. Oh, one more thing, Sarah, and anyone else that's down today, your energy's down and you feel, like life's not worth living. First of all, never let that thought stay alive in you. But I like to watch funny videos on YouTube to make me laugh, bloopers, that comedy, whatever you can do. Pull up a YouTube if you like Dave Chappelle. I mean, Dave Chappelle, what's not to love? But so just Google, or Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson, you guys, he's such a fabulous young comedian. Millions of people tune in. You would love him. So just YouTube search Josh Johnson and watch and laugh. Laughter is a healing. Okay, wonderful. Gosh, let me take a sip of my drink. I can tell already I'm absolutely not going to get to everybody today. I'm not even going to promise. I had no idea really what this was, but I do know that we really do need to address full moon energy, because if we can release something, let something go that's bugging you, you're going to flow better. And who of us doesn't want to do that? Thank you. And I appreciate that you're here and that you're being intrigued. The dice are fun, aren't they? Okay, so again, I know that Sandra and Tricia are here, so pop on and let me know what is the life area, what's the story you want to look at for today, when the full moon energy is right here, right now, waiting to assist us. You can create finances. Okay, Tricia, fantastic. And Sarah J. Oh, you are welcome, Sarah. Listen, be blessed. I'm going to timestamp the reading so you guys can pop in and re-listen to your reading. Okay. All right. So Tricia, as far as creating, okay, Sandra, the new job. Well, these are connected. So if to create a ceremony for the full moon today, it's really quite simple. Get out a piece of paper, bring out a piece of paper and a pen, and then write a note to yourself. It's like, dear self, dear future self. That's always a good way. Dear future self, I want to invest my time and my energy in my future. I am willing to give up something right now. In July 2025, I'm willing to give up something because I want to invest in the best possible future that I can have. And with that energy, then you write your letter. Then you can shred it, you can tear it up, you can burn it, but do that under the light of the full moon. And even if it's cloudy and you can't see the moon, don't worry, because you can still do it with your imagination. Okay, hi Vaibhav. I would absolutely love to. Let me put you on. I wish I could pronounce your names all better, y'all. I'm just going to say V, because V, that's what I'll do, because I can't mispronounce V. So, okay, cool. So we're going to do Tricia and Sandra. So Tricia, I'm going to do you first, and then Sandra, you'll be immediately following, okay? All right, what does Tricia need to know? What can you let go of? What is it you're ready to let go of to invest in your future financial success? Ooh, interesting. Oh, okay, you guys, I am blown away every time I do these. It's so shocking to me how fun this is, because when I first got them, they're actually not meant for readings. They're meant to teach storytelling. But I am in love with this because, my dear Tricia, I am so glad to be here and share this reading for you. Okay, look, we have a book. It's a reading. We have a dice, okay? And you're playing dice, and we have this sleeping face. So in the near past, you have been unaware of something. It's like you've been sleeping. Okay, so when you're sleeping, you can't see what's going on in your room. Like right now, I'm just look over at Murphy. Bless him, he's over there snoozing. Okay, so I'll throw the dice for you, but listen in on this one. Okay, you'll get a double reading because we're birds of a feather flock together, for sure. Okay, so here's the deal, Tricia, that you have been sleeping unaware of the story that you are telling yourself about money. You've been asleep to how that story is holding you back. Okay, let me just sip my water. This is deep. Listen in. Anyone who is facing money problems, anyone facing money problems, lean into this reading. Hold on just a second. I have to open my door. I need to let more light. This is a great. There, beautiful. It's a gorgeous sunny day. I need to let the light in. All right. This is big because as you tell yourself a story about money that hurts your own feelings, you are holding yourself back 100%. Okay? The fact that there's a dice here and you just happen to be watching a dice reading, right? That is no coincidence. Can we hear an amen from the peanut gallery? I mean, you guys, you gotta admit, right? And this wake-up call. Lately, you have been dreaming and you have been pushing and hoping for a change in your finances. You may be listening to meditations. You may be listening to affirmations. One of the things I do is I write personal stories for people around their money. I write personal stories for them and for them to read from their future self, because not everybody has the imagination to think, what would my future self want? And so this is one of the things that I do, because if you keep telling yourself the same old story, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, so what is it that Spirit's guiding you to, my friend Tricia? What is it that you can give up? What are you ready to release? First of all, I would love for you to choose to release your old story about money. So you're like, I'm willing to do this, and I will give you, there's so many, and right now you can go online, I mean, YouTube search, and you want to search for anything, I'm just writing it down, any videos about Neville, Neville. This is exactly what he teaches. He's not alive anymore. He lived in the last century, and he wrote tons and tons of material on how to achieve your life's dreams through mind mastery, mastering your mind. Me personally, I'm about what story are you telling yourself. So if you always are saying, I never have enough, I never have enough, I never have enough, everybody else has enough, but I don't, and all of a sudden you fall into that hole, this you can give up for this full moon. You really can. So let's take that. Let's assume that you're here for a reason with the dice, and it's like, okay, I am going to defeat this. I'm going to release myself from the compulsion that I have to tell a negative story. Gotcha? Got me? Okay. So then, I'm sorry, I got lost on that one, but it's just so important. So now your hidden mind. So in your hidden mind, deep, it's a seed, somewhere deep inside of you, Tricia, you believe there a seed was planted that you would find a way to the money that you're needing. There's a sincere belief that you can be in the right place at the right time when the right opportunity comes. There's nothing that you wouldn't do to be successful in what it is that you're good at. There's a sense of yes. So what you don't realize is that it's bearing fruit. So there is something going on right now for you where what you've been preparing for. Are you a student? Is there a particular profession you really love and you just haven't found the right place yet? There's something deep within you that you're not seeing that is ready to bear fruit. So I feel like, I would say the next 6 to 8 weeks, be alert and be especially alert for how you're telling your story. I'll give you a little bit of advice here when it gets finished, okay? So now let's go over here to our higher mind. Okay, so this is where, again, this is the channel where your future self is reaching for you to have a message. So see the mask and the rook. So this is from the game of chess and the mask. So one of the things your future self wants for you to know is that you do kind of pretend, act as if you've already solved your money problem. Being lighthearted as if you're playing a game. So there's a book that's called Ask and It Is Given, and it is by Esther Hicks. Is that it? But it's Abraham Hicks, but Ask and It Is Given has maybe 20 different games that you can play to change how you think about your problem, how you think about money. And it's not something I can teach about right now because that's not what I'm here for. I can teach it at a different point, but now it's just important for you to know that you may feel like you're wearing a mask sometimes. You might feel like, well, this feels fake. For example, if you say, this is one of my favorite, I call them magic, cat formations for Catherine, cat formations. But one of them is, even though I don't know how, money's flowing more freely now. Even though I don't know how, money's flowing more easily now. Something about making up these little poems makes me, it's more appealing to me. Now I don't have how can I put this? The most opulent, the most wealthy flow of money right now. I would say that I'm on my way there, but what I have flowing now is 100% better than where I was flowing last year at this point. So that idea of really inviting flow of money rather than a certain amount, it makes me feel more comfortable. It doesn't make me feel fake. So, but as I put the mask on of my future successful, my wealthier self, who has learned how to let go of my old story about money, and it's working because the more I believe is possible for me as I express fully, the more I believe in my own potential and believe, well, look at these readings, you guys. I mean, I'm a grandmother. 5 years ago, I never saw myself doing something like this, not even close. I'm a writer, and I was teaching people and doing life coaching and all that, but nothing like this. So what do you have inside of you that you don't even know yet? Okay, so it feels like a game. It should feel lighthearted. When I was telling Sarah in the last reading about letting yourself watch bloopers on YouTube or comedians to make yourself laugh, bring up your spirits, and then don't worry if it feels a little fake at first, because you can create a story for yourself that has truth to it, but it's not false, right? I am so thankful and happy now that I can feel myself learning more about money. Yeah, I had to kind of stretch that one out. But there's ways to affirm your growth towards money, or money's on its way to me right now. Money's on its way to me right now. It's general enough to feel good to say. And so if you catch yourself whining and complaining, feeling like you don't have enough, the sooner you catch yourself and move to at least a more neutral thought, the better off you are. Okay? Let's look at our near future. Tricia, healing, 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 healing. I'm going to go back and I will timestamp these, and you'll find your own reading and come back and watch this again. And if you're a tapper, that's super smart to tap while you're listening to this reading. Be sure to check out the community part of my channel, because I put all resources in there, tapping X, and there's meditations and all in the community, so you can follow up. But healing is coming your way. And the shooting star, right? It's in motion. So this is just a beautiful reading for anyone who tends to be too mental, who can't get out of your head. This is such a great, great reading for you. You and you alone can change the story about your life right now. You are the only one. And once you do, I'm telling you, the roof is going to fly off of your life. Janice, are you still here? I know you could be amening this. Janice attracted her soulmate more than 10 years ago through doing this work. And last year, she tripled her income, no lie. Now, admittedly, it wasn't her best year ever, but she tripled that income. And so this stuff works and it gets your attention. Okay, thank you for all those hearts. Yes, yes, yes. There it is. For Tricia, just throw it up there. Tricia, good luck. Be able to give up that story, okay? Give it a try. I do private videos for people where I can throw the dice for you in a video plus draw some cards. Of course, I have so much more time to be able to really dig into your personal issue. So if you'd like to have a private video done, all you do is go to manifestfaster.com and take a look at my resources and you will find it. Okay, so now Sandra, about her job. So in the insert, you are welcome, Tricia. I appreciate you too. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry that I'm not able to greet you so much today. The dice are pulling my energy in. But Bina is here to facilitate, Janice, to facilitate greeting you. And thank you so much for being here. I'm Catherine. We are all about breaking patterns that are holding us back from what it is that we're wanting. Okay, so Sandra, so everybody, how many of us have had times when we were not doing the right work, right? We're stuck in a job that we didn't like, we really wanted a new job, right? Lots of us. So let's go over here, let's push our button down here, and with the energy that is here today, so that Spirit can speak to us and guide us into bringing that joy and satisfaction in what it is we're doing. And if we need to move on to something different, that we would have the courage to not complain about it, but go into training, take some schooling, get schooled in something that you've never done before, right? Be preparing for that future. But right now, under the energy of our beautiful full moon, I'm just going to pull my full moon celestite out here. We have an opportunity to invest in ourselves by letting something go. We have the wonderful full moon in Capricorn that's helping us to figure out how we can stay grounded and yet imaginative enough that we can either transform what we think about our current job or get ourselves a new one, okay? All right, so Sandra. Okay. Oh, wow, look at that. Again, we have that apple coming out, and it's in the same quadrant. So, Sandra, that last reading, because that's in there, I think that might be something that might be helpful for you to look at. And then we have the bee and the magnifying. Oh, and something not so happy. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed, Sandra, is that most of the energy here is in the minds, right? I mean, there's only a dice here and one dice here. And so my first take on this is that you're really, really, yes, V, you are next. Thank you for keeping track. Sandra, that right now, what Uni is wanting you to, I call universe Uni sometimes. Uni is here with a very personal message for you, Sandra, and that is When it comes to your mind and how much thinking your thinking is your worst enemy here, okay? Your thinking is taking you down. See how the arrow, and it's just down past, there's too much going on in your mind. So first thing that I want to, all of the readings today have been through for you, Sandra. So I know you've been here. I know you've been here a long time, and so I know you're giggling with me. Hey, Tricia. Aw, I love that. Sisters. Yeah, sisters. I love that. But also, I do attract a lot of I attract a lot of cuspies, astrology-wise. I attract a lot of neurodivergent people who just do not operate how the world wants them to operate. So it doesn't surprise me that we have things in common. And I can think myself into my mind it's a source of great entertainment because I love my thinking. I love being me. I love being the storyteller, and seeing this stuff brings me great joy. But on the other hand, when I think of some people in my life who are suffering, and I think about how helpless I feel and that I can't help them, I can wilt like a beautiful flower in the hot sun, and I can feel my energy just wilt. And so when you're doing that to yourself, when you're wilted, when you go to a job interview, you're not radiating your full awesomeness. So when you're worn out with thinking, you don't shine. Okay. So here at this full moon, how perfect. And Sandra, you follow me, I know, for years now. So I'm going to be doing new moon readings and full moon readings, God willing, unless something happens on that day that I can't. But that way we have accountability in the circle that we create, that we can say, look, I am robbing myself. And taking from the last reading, when I'm continually telling a story based out of my fears, I'm stealing from my future self. I'm taking her joy away. Look at that. Because it just takes longer to get to the desires. Because our thinking is not our best friend. So this is a perfect reading, Sandra. Tune in. If you have some water, take a sip. Thank you so much, Bina, for greeting people, because I'm just so into the messages today. I'm not being very social. I love y'all. Okay, Sandra, the hidden mind. So there is a rigidity to your belief system right now. There's fruit, because I know you've been listening to me for years and you are curious about how the mind can manage going through hard things, like needing a different job is a hard thing. And so how do you control the mind from pestering you with worry? One of the things I'm doing is meditating. I've always listened to guided meditations for the last 25 years, I bet. Many, wonderful. I love to listen to guided meditations, very entertaining, helps me relax and sleep. But lately, the last year or so, I've been toying with more Zen meditation, silence, and learning to relax deeply. And it is changing me, no question. And an app that I'm using right now, it's called The Way. And Henry Shookman, I love Henry. I mean, I wish he were single. No, I'm just kidding. But he's such a good, gentle teacher, and he is so vulnerable. And I started at 10 minutes a day, and now I do 15 minutes a day, and it's guided, but in quiet, while he teaches me how to have calm on command. Okay? Once you can do calm on command, truly, everything tends to sort itself out. Also, Sandra, when you can learn calm on command, you're going to find yourself in the right place at the right time more often. You'll feel luckier. opportunities will find you. Because when you radiate, I'm okay. I'm okay. That's all. You don't have to be jumping for joy like it's New Year's Eve. It's like, I'm okay. That radiates from you a comfortability where people are like, I want to be with that person. Look how comfortable they are. All right? So we have to get you to open the door and come out. We have to, what you can give up is the holding on so rigidly. And I would say holding on so rigidly to what it is you want in your career, right? You may have hard line, I won't do this, I won't do that. Something around being very rigid about how you're thinking is in your core energy. Let's go up here to your higher self. And this is the channel we hear from your future self. So your future self wishes, they want to get through to you. Your future self is using this game today, but there's something you're missing. Okay, there's some data that you don't realize. This time of not having the employment you're hoping for is going to open a big door for you. It's going to create a new opportunity. You just can't see it, right? You can't see what would be the benefit of this awful where I am right now. I don't want to be. There's no benefit here, right? Except here we have fruit, and there we have your future self saying you're missing something. What you think is a sting is not a sting. What you think of when you see the bee, there's two things you can think, right? Stinger, but also pollinator. Okay? And so what you're not seeing is that there's some fruit that's going to be grown, pollinated, and grown for you from your current circumstances. So when you're continually being worried or upset about it, it's like that energy of upset is just draining. It's like taking all of your magnetism. So what can you do? First of all, exercise is key. Getting out. I know it might be really hot where you are. Take an umbrella, but walk. It would be great to find a class. I don't know how old you are, but sometimes when you're older American, there are free services out there for yoga classes and exercise classes and stuff like that. But it's just that will make you, anything that you can do to lift up your spirits, okay? There are a lot of free resources on manifestfaster.com. Check it out. There's on the tabs up at the top, it says start here, start there, because you'll get some guidance. Okay, Sandra? Let's take a look at the near future. We have this pyramid. Now, do you know how incredible those pyramids are? I mean, whatever your belief is and where pyramids came from, I don't know. Everybody can have their opinion about it. It is pretty remarkable. But it was a feat of construction that is unexplainable. So however many thousands of years those were built, they were built in a way that's unexplainable. So in the near future, something's going to come out of this that's unexplainable. So we can't know what we don't know. All I can tell you, Sandra, is that if you find a way to find calm on command, you just can walk in peace with where you are. Be generous where you can be. If you have $1 and you give away 50 cents, you get back more than you think. Volunteer somewhere. Volunteer. Help fold clothes at the Goodwill, or give food out at a food kitchen, or go to the pet store and socialize the pets. But as you do these actions that help others, you'll grow your own confidence. All right? Now, tapping, you know I'm a tapping fanatic, so you've got my contact information. If you want a tapping resource, I can give you a couple. You can go right today for no cost and tap, so no excuses. I love that the pyramid shows up in your near future because it's mysterious. It's beyond what you could hope and ask for. It's like whatever is going to be your next employment is going to be so unique. Something about it is going to be unexplainable. Got it? Such clear directions for you. Release the old story about overthinking and worry, release it, let it go, and then trust that whatever's coming is unexplainable. So a good affirmation would be, let's see, up until now are other magic words for me. Up until now, I see how negative I have been, but starting today, I'm going to do it differently. See how general that is? That just goes to be completely true. Up until now, I never realized how I'm holding myself back, but starting today, I'm going to do things differently. Up until now, I never thought about letting go of some of my negative story. But now that I've heard this, I'm going to make a plan. Up until now, I used to stay more down about this, but starting today, I'm going to do things differently, okay? Contact information is in. Thank you so much for doing some housekeeping for me, darling Bina. I appreciate you. Sandra, manifestfaster.com, check it out. Go to the parts that says start here and start there, okay? Excellent. Okay, V, and thank you for hanging out. You guys, I am doing my best to, I'm here for you, V. What life area? What's going on for you? Love, money? Oh, thank you very much. I love these dice, don't you? I'm over the moon. Okay, well, that's a good thing to say for the full moon. V, what is it? What life area would you like to hear from? And those of you who are here and you're just watching along, just hold in your mind a willingness to receive the story for yourself, and notice if you get goosebumps, yawn, or feel anything unusual during the reading. It just means that you're here with us today. Okay, V, a love reading. Okay, in the area of love, what is it you can release? Are you single or are you with someone? Whoopsie. Ooh, look at that. That dice just, did you see how the dice volunteered itself while I was shuffling? That's very cool. I'm going to let that lay. Okay, so V, are you single or are you looking? Where are you, A? And V's, are you single or, single, a single male, okay. All right, okay, I'm gonna put the key, I'm just holding the key here. Your future self that's the first clue you have is the key, but I don't wanna bump it, so let me release the rest of the dice. Okay, nice. Okay. And the key we'll put up here. Okay. Oh, you're looking, okay. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Bina. Everybody just send Bina hugs. We love you, Bina. I love you, Bina. Thank you. Bina's such a loyal friend of the channel. I just appreciate you so much. Okay, let's look at your story, V. Okay, so a single and looking. So what I'm seeing here, first of all, in the near past, there's only one dice. See, so each of the other quadrants I have equal. It's 2, 2, and 2. So I think there's probably a okay, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on. There's something about these numbers, 222, and so you may find if you Google the spiritual meaning of the number 222, I think that you're going to find something special in the number 222. Yeah, that just came into my mind. It seems important. But there's only one dice here in the near past, and it's timing. So I have a feeling that you're feeling, the word judgment comes up to me, that there's judgment. You're maybe judging yourself, that because you're still single at this point, that you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You might also feel pressure from other people that are like, why don't you have a partner? Why don't I have a partner? Why does everybody have a partner? You know? And so that's what I'm feeling as I look at this right now. Because it's the only energy in this box. So I feel like I'm just going to speak boldly because I just talk about what I'm sensing in the story. And if it's not your story, don't take, just know that there may be something about this that you're not seeing. But it seems like there's a little obsessing energy here around I have to find someone and I have to find someone right now. That up until now, up until you're hearing this reading, that you've been putting pressure on yourself, that you have to stop being single, or that your family, or there's some kind of cultural pressure on you. Now, I want to tell you something, V. When you're looking to manifest love, and those of you guys who are listening, if you're looking to manifest love, you have to find a way to stop manifesting singleness. Okay, take that in. Take a breath. And just say it out loud to yourself. I need to stop manifesting singleness. Many people who work with me say, I never thought about it. I've just been trying to manifest a person or manifest my soulmate. But I never thought that I am actually manifesting singleness, and you're doing it very well, V. How do I know that's true? Because you're still single, okay? So what's in your hidden mind, what you're not seeing here is that, okay, let me take a breath and look at this. You have a drink of my water. If you have water, take a sip. Oh, okay. So this is a game, right? So then I'm thinking player. So I wonder, V, did you in the past, have you been attracted to a player? Somebody who was very charismatic, that you really enjoyed their company, and even though you got warnings in your spirit, you're like, something doesn't feel right here, but you just kept going, okay? And so I think that what's happening is that you have closed part of your heart off. It's like this reminds me of a little apartment building with all these little apartments in here, and that this is representing your heart. And you have friends and your pets and life and nature and so many parts of you that you feel very confident and open. But when it comes to trusting someone to be your partner, it's like you cut off contact. It's like there's a bolt on the door, that one of these parts of your heart is locked away and you can't see that person, okay? I know you don't think about it that much, but you're still single, right? There's something that is manifesting singleness. That's the only reason that I'm bringing it to your attention, because you wonder why you're not finding love. Well, let's look up here. Your future self. So your future self is already, you got to just play with your imagination here with me, but your future self is already with your person. I know that's so hard, and you go, Catherine, what are you talking about? I'm just saying that if you use your imagination like that, and just imagine yourself with your person, that is a part of who you are right now. I can't explain. I'm not that type of a metaphysician that can tell you why. But when I started playing this game a couple years ago and just thinking, well, what if I did? What if I could? How would my higher self talk to me? It changed everything for me. Okay. So if you invest in the future married you, if that's what you're looking for, the you who is a bride, or the you who is got a devoted partner. And if that part could give you advice, and here's what they're saying, the key, they're giving a key here, so take a breath. And then power. This reminds me of the power that's in the tarot suit, the wands. So you have the power to change your status. That you're single, right? And you want to change that status. You've got the power right now. Can I tell you when the person's coming? No. No, I don't. Because you could meet him tomorrow. But if you're still closed, you could meet your soulmate tomorrow. But if your heart is closed, you'll walk right by and won't even recognize him. Okay? So here we have in the near future, we have a tree. So trees are all about prosperity, right? Because the tree is blooming, abundant. It's not winter time when the leaves are all on the ground. It's fully blooming and blossoming. So it does look like summer, and summer for here. Summer is right now. Wherever you're living in the world, when you have summertime, it looks like you're going to really feel full. You're going to feel satisfied, that you're going to see growth in all of this. And then we have the abacus. And this is about count your blessings, okay? Count your blessings. Every time you catch yourself like, oh, when's he going to come? When am I finding my partner? And you just remind yourself, hang on a second. What is going on right now that's working? I appreciate the breakfast I had this morning. I warmed up pizza for breakfast, you guys. I had this delicious pizza in the refrigerator, and I looked at it and I thought, I'm having that for breakfast. But anyway, I appreciate that pizza that I had for breakfast. It was so good. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate these dice. So you can, just like me, you can take your mind off of this desire for a partner, and let's open your heart and start to be grateful, okay? You don't want to attract someone who's like that player. You want to clean your energy so that you can attract someone who's kind, who cares for you, who prioritizes you, who makes you feel like you are the most important person on the planet. Don't settle for anything less. Okay, my friend? And an affirmation, even though I don't know how, I'm letting, and I would say I say the divine, because whatever is your religious background, even though I don't know how, I'm trusting God with my soulmate now. Yes, you will attract players right now because there's still part of your heart that's closed, okay? And when you stay closed, it just means that you are fearful of getting hurt again, okay? So right now, for the full moon, you just want to release this person again, even though you're finished with them. But if I were you, V, I'd write a letter to this person. You're not going to send it, but just to write a letter and say, I forgive you, I release you, you are no longer part of my life, goodbye. I forgive you, I release you. And then tear up that piece of paper. You can crunch it up, throw it away, you can light it on fire safely, but you want to create some sort of release tonight with the full moon that lets go of that ex. And then give yourself time to heal, stay in that gratitude, and I think that when summertime comes, whenever that is, here in the States it's summer right now, but you're going to see growth in yourself, okay? And that's that. Okay, moving forward. How long have I been here? It's just an hour. That's not too bad. And let me just stand up for a second. Okay, now, I haven't been paying attention. Okay. All right. Oh, gosh. Hi, guys. I see I have new friends here. Hi, Athens. And, yes, thank you, guys, everybody. Pratiba, Athens is here. AA. Let me throw dice for you, AA. Thank you. I'm just going to sip my... Okay, AA, what's the life area that you would like to have? If any of you would like to have a private video made, I make private videos for people, and I use several different decks. I could use the dice if that's what you would request, and then I would use cards to back it up so you get a longer story. Okay. Okay, so we have money. What is the, okay. Oh, interesting, I'm getting a word that's just, rare, that hasn't happened before. But a word came up in my mind, so I'm just gonna write it down. And then I will tell it to you, later, AA. Okay, let's drop the dice. Okay, interesting. Oh, interesting. It's some of the same emblems have come out during, it's almost like a theme, huh? Okay, let's see. All right, well, the word that came out for me is the word scarcity. I was like, right when I was shuffling the dice, a scarcity just came, and I wrote it down on my notes because that does not typically happen. I know that many of us carry with us the remains of hardship from our ancestors, okay? So our great-grandparents, our great-great-grandparents, not many of us know the stories that they lived. But the stories they lived are part of who we are today. If your family in the last generation went through something really hard when it comes to money, you carry a legacy of that. The pain that they went through, the sacrifices that they went through, somehow carry through the generations. This is what happens, AA, that causes what people call our shadow side. Okay? So the shadow of us is truly like behind us. See what I mean? It's like the experiences of our ancestors have an impact on who we are today. In this, I called this part of a game before, but now I'm looking at it like the tower that Rapunzel was in. Do you guys know the fairy tale Rapunzel? She was locked in a tower by a witch, and she couldn't get out of the tower. She was locked up there, and that to me is symbolic in the past, that you're locked out of your potential. You're locked out of your potential, and it doesn't seem, and when you look around, you're like, there's nothing that can change. Yes, the story of Rapunzel, you should read it again. But when a prince came, the only way she could get up to the window was to the witch, the owner of the castle. She would tell Rapunzel to let her hair down, and it was a braid that went all the way down to the ground, and then the witch would climb her hair. So a prince was hiding nearby and saw that happen. And so he knew the magic words and was able to say, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And when the prince came to help her, it was painful, right? Because it had to hurt to have people pulling on her hair. So there's great tenderness here and fear of those shadows from the past. This is a big thing. Families, the way we grew up, can really harness us. So, it's in the near past though. So what can we shed? Like a snake sheds its skin. You know, what can we shed in this full moon energy that will help us make a step forward in earning the money that we deserve? There was an affirmation that I heard recently, and it was, I like the people I work for and with. I like the people I work for and with. Write that down. I like the people I work for and with. I earn the money I am worthy of. I earn the money I am worthy of. Even though some of your life may not be working out with money, when you tell yourself these truths, these affirmations, you bring balance, because we are in a delicate balance at all times to keep ourselves in calm mindset, calm on command. Worrying about money knocks us back into this castle, okay? So what we can give up this month, this full moon, is we can give up some of the connection to our ancestors, and we can, what would I recommend for that? Well, let's go ahead and I'll give the advice. I like the people who I work with. I earn the money I deserve, right? Right, exactly. Doesn't that feel good to say it? And even if you're kind of pretending, because you don't, if you have work right now where you don't like the people or you're not earning enough, then you would say it like this: wouldn't it be nice if I liked the people I worked with? And wouldn't it be nice if I earned the money I deserve? Or won't it be nice when I like the people I work with? Won't it be nice when I am earning the money that I deserve? Won't it, let's see, how do I say, hang on, here's one for you, AA. I am so happy and relieved now that my employment situation is resolved. I am so happy and grateful now that I have secured my new position. Isn't that cool? So you just have, as you just say it, even though it doesn't seem real, just say it anyway, because the day when you have your job, you're going to be saying that exact same thing, okay? Check out my website, please, manifestfaster.com, where there's some free resources for you. Yeah. I am so happy and relieved now that I secured my new position. Bob Proctor is a teacher of manifesting. He's years and years of experience, and I learned that from him. Anyway, going on with the reading, shall we? In your hidden mind, what you're not seeing. Okay, so what you're not seeing is that there's some fear on your part. It's like the end of the world. Like, oh my gosh, if I don't solve this, it's over. You know, there's little drama. Are you a little dramatic from time to time, A? Because this is like in your deepest soul is just this sense of it's overwhelmed. Like this is not going to work out. It's not going to work out. There's an affirmation, Abraham Hicks. You guys know I love Abraham. And Abraham Hicks says, things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. As you walk around your house and say that, A, things are always working out for me. Just say it, and then you're going to think of a time where something worked out and you were like, I did not see that coming. You guys, I have to tell you a story, because I was at a social gathering on the 4th of July, and I'm living in the South, in the States, and it's a culture I'm not familiar with, and people don't know what to make out of me with a tarot reader. Some people are afraid, and you can see by some of the people that come here, they don't know how to be nice about tarot. Well, I was at this party, and 2 men came up to me that were fully as Southern, you know, in only the best way. So polite. They always are kind and polite, and good people. And somehow they found out I did cards. They were like, would you do a reading right now? And I said, what? And I did, and it was fun. And I walked home with more money than I started the day. And it shows you can't prejudge things, because I never thought that they are Christian men, and they both were going through a hard time, and they wanted readings. So, yes, it's just insane. So your world is getting shaken up. Okay, this is like the Tower card. So yes, there's changes happening, but they're to your benefit, 100%. You need to invest yourself into your future self's view of you, right? Your future self is out there. The future self is facing new giants. The future self has got doubts of something else that are coming in. She's all busy doing here. Your future self is enjoying what's here and reaching for what's ahead. That's the key. You enjoy what's here and you're reaching for what's ahead. So as you choose to give up part of your past story, just let some stuff go. And there may be certain people that have hurt your feelings in time around money. You may have worked for some bosses that were mean or that treated you badly. Writing a letter to them and expressing how upset you are and they should know better. But even though they were turkeys, you forgive them and then create a ceremony with that and let go of any past hurts about money. If it's something in your family where you know that your grandfather lost their property to some kind of terrible thing, did you know way back in the day, like in England hundreds of years ago, the French people decided that the farmland in England was better than France, and so they just went over there and took over the land. And when I read that, I was like, what? You're kidding me. And one of the English kings did not speak English. He spoke French, and I was so shocked. I couldn't even believe it was true. So that's what we have to release ourselves also from the bad things that happen to our family of origin, okay? So it's not, what you're not seeing is that there's a belief that you're holding that this time between jobs is somehow gonna blast your world apart. It's not. There you go. Thank you, A. Grandfather lost everything in World War II. Exactly. So that's a huge shadow. So you might want to write a letter in his behalf. Just let yourself write whatever you want to write. And at the end of it, even though all this shit happened, I'm going to let it go. It's not my story now. Okay? And then your higher mind. So this investment, you're investing your energy into getting to where your future self knows that you can get. Your future self has been just counting your growth steps, okay? Their future self is excited to support what you're doing. If your future self could talk to you, I write letters from future self to you. That's part of what I do in my personal services. I make private videos if you'd like to have one. But if you went to your future self, I'm your girl, I can help out with that. Because in this reading, your future self just keeps counting all the steps you're taking to make your own vision come true for yourself. Okay? You have skills. You're immensely hireable. But right now, in this time in between, what skills can you sharpen? Okay? What training can you get? What area can you become even more, hang on, I have to write something down. You have to become even more skilled. I always tell clients that if you can learn a different language, if you are bilingual or trilingual, you are immensely hireable. So there's no excuse when you're in between to not go for brushing up skills that make you indispensable on the job. This website right here, Coursera.com, Coursera.com, has a ton of free education, especially around tech jobs, admin, for people that need help. The internet's not going anywhere, and a lot of business owners have no clue. They don't have anyone on their staff that can help them. So get yourself trained, okay? Near future. So there's a key. I love when the key shows up. And I feel like, hang on, let me just draw into this for a second. the flip side of that is this frowny face. And so when I see the frowny face and then put it together with the key, because this is how I see it, I feel like there's the key for you to make the quickest path forward is through appreciation and gratitude. Okay, the there is a brightness about your spirit and humor, and there's a sparkle. I can feel it even though I'm not looking at you. But you have to realize that it needs to be 100% sincere, and so you need to connect with your future self when any kind of doubt or fear comes. Okay, that's the key for you in your near future. When you catch yourself spiraling in the least little bit, the quickest cure is to walk around the house that you're in, touch things, and say, I love it. Okay, so I love my curtains, I love my windowsill, I love my table, I love my pen, I love my crystal. This is called azurite. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I love this crystal. I love these dice. I love my pointer. Because as you just randomly walk around your house with love and appreciation for your surroundings, that's the key to finding your peace of mind. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time as you create a little ceremony here and talk about in a journal, talk about the pain and disappointment around money in your past for you and your family, and then allow light in there and create a ceremony around it. Okay? All right, excellent. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here, all of you friends. Yeah, walk around. Right, exactly. Anything you do to, if you don't do tapping, if tapping is new to you, you definitely want to look into that. And again, check out manifestfaster.com, but also right here in my community section, the posts, I do post resources that I trust and that I use myself on there, and I do have some tapping resources for y'all. Okay, so who else would like me to throw the dice for them? I've got a little bit more time here, and this is fun. Who else would like? Yep. Tapping is very, very effective. It's called it's EFT also. You're welcome, Right, you guys, I'd love to hear from you. patternbreakertarot@gmail.com. Any questions or comments? It's so fun to connect with you guys. Hi, Art. You would like Art, nice sign language. You'd like me to toss the dice for you? Hang on, you guys. I need to run and fill my water because it's empty, and so I'm just going to put this here for a second so you can see. That's how much I love you. And Art, what life area would you like to have a reading with? I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Aw, Art, aren't you? Thank you. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. Okay, general. Okay, good. All right, so what our call is to see what is it that you could release today under the full moon energy, and see what would benefit benefit you. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot, and we're all about helping people see patterns that are keeping them back from what it is they're wanting. Whether it's a career move, love, money, those seem to be the main ones that find me. Yes, thank you so much for my wonderful Bina, magnificent success for moderating. Okay, so art. Let's see. Ooh. Wow. Okay. What's your birth sign, Art? Your astro sign? Okay. Leo. All right. Okay, let's see here. What an interesting, well, it doesn't surprise Leo. Sometimes it can be hard to be a Leo because I think Leos can be misunderstood. There's a lot of passion, and some might find Leos to be what they might find them, they might say arrogant, but I don't think the Leo would see it because their radiance of confidence can get things done socially, and sometimes when people are really confident, they can come across as arrogant. Okay, and when I'm just trying to put this together because we have all this energy over here, right? On this, and it's like if you've been watching me since I started, this is really heavy on this side, which shows me, Art, that you have a lot of unexpressed stuff going on. Okay, like under the surface. That's what this reminds me of, is that this is the higher mind of the near future is like a whole different world for here. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, thank you for saying on point. You guys, when I start doing these stories, I have no idea. Trust me, it just kind of comes tumbling out like the tumbling dice. But it does seem as like this is the sea, and this is underwater, and this is over water. And so I think that if some Leos, I just met a Leo recently who has a cusp. He's on the cusp with Pisces, because when I was reading him, I was like, there was just it didn't feel like fully expressed. And that's a lot I find with cusp people, is that it's so different experience that they're not fully expressed. So Art, definitely. And then I look at the turtle here, and I manifested a turtle. I mean, I wanted to find a box turtle. I don't know why. I had him as a child. We had one. But, and sure enough, in about 2 weeks, I found a box turtle. It appeared on my path. And it fascinated me because of how it could shut itself down so completely. Oh, duh, Catherine, it's a good message for me too. Wow. But when it's afraid and you turn it over, everything shuts down. There's doors on all of these everything hinges shut, and it's in its home, completely protected. I imagine you could even kick it and it would roll, it would move from point A to point B, and it might be scary, I don't know, but it wouldn't injure them. And so here is what I see as the Leo energy. You know, it's like, okay, let's go right now. So what's the word, like a tug of war between these two natures, right? Shut down completely, or race, flying jet speed. And so there's tons of inner pressure here. And the tree makes me, the first thing I was saying is, did you climb trees as a kid by chance? But and a call to be in nature. There's something that got developed in Japan, and it's called forest bathing. I'm not kidding. Forest bathing, if you've never heard of it, where you have a guide that takes you into the woods, and then you do a variety of activities, observational activities in the woods, and because they found that mental health was a problem in Japan, but when they would take people out into the trees, healing would come. So I have a woods near me that you guys, if you follow me, you know I love to go out there. And so being in nature is very, very, very good for you, Art. And this is the thing that's keeping you from losing your marbles, so to speak, right? Because there's great tension under here between something in you that wants to stay closed and something in you that wants to go forward. So I'm putting my hand on my chest right now because my heart goes out to you, because this is not easy. But Spirit wants you to know that there's growth here. Something within this is going to bear fruit in a major way for you. And it's keeping you, this grounding nature of putting roots in deep. And there's a sense of self-care about you that is sustaining you. And anyway, so in the hidden mind, though, this is what you're not seeing. And we have this cell phone. You could be watching me on a cell phone, for example, right now, and magic. So it would be very interesting if you were watching on a cell phone right now, because this is pretty magic, isn't it? Anytime that you reach out for a story, once upon a time, think of how we like fairy tales when we were little bitty kids. When you have a story being told and you get to be the main player of a story, then it is magic. I have been told, I used to teach golf, that was many years ago, and when I would be teaching golf, people say, there's something about your voice. And I've heard that for years. And do you know that when I heard my own voice on a recording, it was horrible. I hated hearing my voice. Made me cringe. And I think, oh, look at that. There's something inside of my belief system was going to hold me back from doing the work of my lifetime to help people with my voice. But it took a long time for me to accept it. And I still hear myself sometimes. I think, oh, brother, but I have to release it because magic happens there. Okay, so what you don't realize is that the experiences that you're having right now, in this time in between where you're feeling stuck, where things aren't exactly the way you would like them to be, that hang on. What's happening right now is more important than you think. There's something here you can't see it yet. Okay, so let's take a peek into future mind, because I think this is a powerful thing. I mean, sometimes that's why I was pausing, because sometimes people can get onto the phone and just do a lot of scrolling and waste time on the phone. I can be guilty of that. I just, like, if I start watching cute dog videos, that just sends me, and I'll watch 20 of them. And there's other topics. So that's what I was thinking. Is there something here around that? And I'm not, because you're using your technology and you're seeing a lot of magic. And if you're not seeing it yet, it's on its way. Let's look up here to future self. So higher mind, this is the part of you that's connected to the divine. And then, as you know, as you watch me, I use this like I'm picking a channel, like a channel on YouTube. I'm picking a channel where my future self, it meets up with me. And so this is that channel for you, Art, is your future self. What's the perspective? And I find it very interesting that there's just an arrow, and it is the kind of arrow that you would use in archery. Okay, and so so I'm looking at it, and it's being shot from here. And so I have to think for a second. Yeah, and so, and then I'm just going to jump over here to this near future and the key that's there. So All right, so starting from the get-go, we have a ton of stuff under the surface. So there's a lot of processing going on under the surface. And I feel like we have to create an escape route for this, because as a Leo, you do need to be able to step out from under something. Okay? Step out from under something and be expressive of yourself. Did you used to be in theater? I have a client who has dabbled in stand-up comedy, and that's been an interesting outlet for that person. But if there's some expression, like an artistic expression, theater, arts, music, that you could do, you don't have to do it commercially or go out and do festivals, but to put a voice to that part of you as a conduit to shoot you out there. Because right now, I just feel so strongly that that at this full moon, something needs to be released. And so if something needs to be released for you about being too careful, closed off, then that you can make a commitment. You say, even though I don't know how, I'm going to shed that shell right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm going to get out of my shell right now. There's something about that, and stating an affirmation in a very general way, okay? The key in your near future is to surface some of this stuff, okay? The one thing about a turtle is I don't think there's a turtle that can stay underwater without taking a breath, okay? Oh gosh, art, yes. You may have had some disappointments in the past that hurt you, and because people didn't understand you, but you have so much pent up creativity right now, you have to get it out. And so it's like I just started, get this you guys, I just started crocheting dog sweaters, okay? I did not see that coming, but I do crochet and it's fun for me. It's something I did 50 years ago. No, yeah, 50 years ago. And now I picked it up, I'm doing it again. And so for me to create things, it makes me feel extremely content to create things that other people can use. And the itty bitty dogs that are only this big and need a sweater, it's just very fun for me, right? So for art, that's what I'm sensing. You don't have to do it to create a market for it. Just start doing it, or add an expression to it. Email me. I would love to know more details, because then I could answer a question for you. And you can find my contact information on in the description, or manifestfaster.com. I have contact information. Hit me up over there, because this is a good thing. This is a good thing. And you may, if you use sales and marketing, you may use your cell phone for part of your business, and then the magic that's connected to there. This is a very exciting reading for you, my dear Art, because today is that day. The full moon is happening today. And so let's take some action, make a commitment that what you will release today is staying in your shell. At some level, turtles never take off their whole shell. They just stick out their head and legs and walk along. But the key to your success in this next, let's say 6 months before the end of the year, is going to be on just courageously getting out of your shell and live like a Leo. Live like a Leo. Got it? Okay, everyone, if you could just throw up some hearts for our friend. I'm using my pretend button because I can't see the heart button. So if you can see it, let's just put some love up here for Art, and that we would love. Thank you guys helping me make magic. I love it. But we love you, Art. Whatever it is that you need, you just have to take action. Another thing is, Art, is there anybody on YouTube that you admire that does the same kind of work that you do? I would just follow them and, just enjoy them. What if this was my life? What would that be like? And just find a hero for you. Okay, live like a Leo. Absolutely. And my dad was a Leo, and I'm Scorpio. We did not have good energy together, and I had hurt feelings at Leo's hands for such a long time. It just took me time to get beyond it. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Okay. All right. Hi, Apurva. I see you with the, let me just check and see if there's anybody here that's waiting. Okay, if nobody's here that's waiting, I will be happy. Now, remember, this reading is not about will he come back to you. The readings are about what can you do, what can you use, the energy of the full moon, what can you let go of yourself that would make it easier to happen, right? That's what this is about. What is it and how you do things that can, yeah, so, okay, and hi Solani, welcome. I think you've been here for a while. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're going to do is I'm going to read the dice for David. Hi, David. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, Kimberly, did you watch that last reading? Yeah. I know it's heartbreaking. Hi, Kat. Welcome. I am glad to see you here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, you guys, is I'm going to pull together two of my wonderful friends, Suburpaa and Solani. I'm going to read for the two, or throw the dice for the two of you guys. And then I will, David, if you would like, for David and Kimberly, if you guys want me to roll, I will. And Kat, I can read one for you too. Okay, got it. Okay, so hang on, let me just write this down so that, thank you for being patient, you guys rock. Okay, so we're gonna do a love reading for Suburpaa and Solani, and then we will have David, Kimberly, and Kat. David, Kimberly, and Kat. So as you do watch the readings, don't be surprised. I have to close my door because something's noisy. Hold on. Okay. Oh, all right. Welcome, you guys. Thank you for being here with me for the party today. We are releasing things during this full moon energy so that we can get closer to what our future self has for us, that as we are moving forward to what our future self has for us. So let's draw now. This is for my two friends with love interests. So when you have a crush on someone who is not in your life right now, okay, you got a crush on someone and you wish they would come back, that you broke up, or they just are not giving you the attention that you're wanting. That's what we're going to look at. What does Spirit have for you that you can let go of while you're looking for love, okay? Okay. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, all right, so a Burva, A and S. I'm gonna say A and S so that because I don't wanna butcher the names, I don't. That A and S, in your love interest, here is what you need to know. In the near past, you have wanted things to happen fast. You want love now. You do not want to wait, okay? So that can be a problem. Let's look here. What you're not seeing is that some of what's going on has to do with your parents. What is it that your parents want for you in love? There seems to be a connection with your family that could be holding you up. It can be hard to step out of your family, step out of your house, and be your own person. It's like your parents are over your shoulder, or your family's over your shoulder, giving you a hard time. They want something and they can't, they want something for you. You were the baby. They want you to be happy. And they believe in you. Even if it's in a storm, your family wants the best for you. Okay? Your family wants the best for you. So as you want your love, from your person, it's important that you give up the speed. You don't need to have it happen right now. Let go of when you need to be with your person. Just let go of it. There's some real magic when you let go. Even though I don't know how, I'm letting go of forcing things now. Even though I don't know how, I'm letting go and letting God right now. Even though I don't know how, I trust God to find my person right now. This will really help you, because if you are not with the right person right now, you need to move on. And even though you might not understand your person, or your parents, it's important to trust your family's love for you. Okay? Okay, going forward, David, you are next. Are you ready? Oh, I'm sorry. Anshuma, I remember you were here the other day. Yeah, so Anshuma, if you're here, what happens is when I'm ready to do readings, then I just ask for who's here, and then I read for them. So you're welcome, Apurva. I appreciate that. I got such a strong feeling about family and how it can be hard. Sometimes a loving family can be really hard because it can seem like they're in your way, but you have to trust what they see. They know you better than your person knows you, okay? Hi, Susan, welcome. All right. So next, I have David, Kimberly, and Kat. So Anshuma, I can put you at the end of that. Then you'll be the fourth reading in. Okay? All right. So David. Now, David, it's a full moon. And are you aware that full moons are full of the opportunity to let go of something? All right? So what is it that you could let go of that would help you make progress in whatever it is that you're wanting? Okay? For David, for our friends, what do we have? Okay. Wow, some of the very same from last reading. So that's interesting to me, David. We have the tree and the shadow that came in the last reading. And what's this? Oh, it's a bridge, an arrow, the world. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Are you ready? David, you are welcome, Anshuma. Okay. Let's see here. So many times in the reading today, this shadow figure has shown up. And so what I'm aware of here is that when it comes to astrology, I'm not an astrologist, and I am fascinated by the personalities that go along with each of the star signs. And so when you think of an area of your life, David, that you've been deprived okay, that something deprived, something's been kept away from you, something that you really wanted to have is not happening, and you're feeling deprived of something. So what I'm sensing is that your grandparents and your great grandparents, that your family of origin, as it went back in time, had a lot of difficulty, a lot of pain, sacrifice, and just poverty. Most of the people in the world came up through family lines where there was deprivation, and sometimes you can come into this lifetime with that. Okay, and so I feel like in your situation, part of what disturbs your peace, part of what makes you feel like you're losing something, that something, no matter what you do, you can't get it. Other people get it, but you don't get it. That some of that stuff that's happening is happening because of the shadows of your family of origin. And those shadows have put down deep roots. And so you're feeling insecure, or that things aren't working out, are based in your past. So in this full moon right now, the best thing for you to do would be to just do some self-inquiry. How much do you know about your family? Was there a big loss in your grandparents' life or your great-grandparents? Was there fear? Were you raised with fear and intimidation? It's right now, it's a great opportunity to shed that skin, to be able to move on. In the hidden mind, what you're not seeing here, I love this river that's going under the bridge here. And there's motion happening. Water is a cleansing agent. We have this arrow that's pointing directly to this quadrant, right? That there's something to this for you, David, to take an opportunity to cleanse or just clear your energy of past heartbreak. Now I'm going to share something with you, David, that is, I use myself, and it's a very good technique. And especially if you feel troubled about something and you can't figure out how to solve it for yourself. You just get a blank piece of paper and you think of somebody that has hurt your feelings. If you think back and if there was something that happened that was not fair in your family to you, your parents or your grandparents, you let yourself think of that thing. And all y'all who are watching, you can do the same thing. And then you just grab a pen and you start to scribble. You don't write, just scribble. And then think about the person that got hurt and it's not their fault, something terrible happened. And the more you feel, the more you press in, okay? It's very good to do this with a black crayon, because that way the energy of what you're feeling, David, will come out of you and onto the paper, okay? Hey, Divine Timing, welcome, my friend. Happy full moon. But what you're not seeing is that you have to get the hard feelings out of yourself and down into paper. You can also go for a run. You could do yoga. But these kinds of things are going to help clear your energy, okay? The near future, we have this happily ever after energy, the house and the world, that it does look very fortunate for you. In the higher mind, we have healing. So I think, David, for this particular full moon, make a contract with yourself that you are going to go forward away from the pains in your past. You can use the scribbling technique every time you feel upset, and it will work. It's like magic. You're pouring out your feelings onto that scribble, and then you can burn it. It's a great full moon celebration. Scribble, scribble, scribble out the hurt and the hard feelings, and then tear the paper up or burn it. Okay, David? Because the happily ever after you're looking for is right here. Things are going to be popping for you. You just need to take these steps to clear away any hurt feelings and feelings of regret or revenge that are there within your spirit right now, okay? All right, next. Thank you. I see I have a whole bunch of new people. Hi, new people. This is Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. I'm here today playing dice, and we are having an amazing time at this particular tarot party. I will definitely bring out the dice again. You're welcome, David. I hope that that was helpful. You guys remember, you can always contact me for questions, reach out a little bit. I would love to be able to support you. patternbreakertarot@gmail.com, okay? And so going forward, divine timing, I saw that you came. Barghavi, hey Barghavi, how are you? Yes, thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. I'm having a beautiful audience today for the party. Hi Maureen, welcome. And next on the list, let me get my scribble pad. Hang on. There we are. Uh-oh, I didn't write names down. Okay. Kimberly, okay, I need, Magnificent, does somebody have the list? Magnificent, do you know who's up next? I completely didn't write them down. I knew I should have. So, let me just go back a little bit. I know Kimberly is here. Kimberly. Okay. Oh, Kimberly's next. Okay, thank you. And then Kat, is that what we have? Kimberly, Kat, and then Anshuma. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right, I'm caught up. Beautiful. I spaced out for a minute, you guys. Okay, thanks for all those hearts. I love you. I wish you were here at my table. Wouldn't it be fun to have a reading right together? But we have to use YouTube for that. Okay. Kimberly, what's your situation? Do you want, is it love? Is it, oh, you're welcome. Hi, Maureen and John. Let's see, divine timing. Darlene and John. Okay, Kimberly, is there a particular love? Okay, are you single and looking, Kimberly? Or are you nurturing love that you have right now? Which one is it? I know there's a little bit of a delay when I talk, so shuffling my dice for Kimberly. So I was thinking it would be so fun to do dice readings in a bar. I don't think anybody could resist. What do you guys think? Just the sound of them. Okay, Barghavi. Oh yes, okay, you're on the list. Okay. Okay, Kimberly. Twin flame and separation. Okay. Okay, so again, pulling the energy around what can you do. This is a full moon right now, and so the energy to release and to invest in your future, and to invest in your future with love. Okay. Yeah, don't you think so, Maureen? I think it would be very cool. I'm just kind of working that out in my mind. Okay, so Kimberly, what does the full moon energy, how can it support this particular twin flame situation? The moon showed up. That's the first time. First reading today where the moon has actually shown up. Let me just look at this. I think this is a charge card. Okay. Look at this one. Okay, Kimberly. Oh. Okay. So, Kimberly, how can I, oh, what I'm picking up here, wait, it's just coming in. I'm trying to focus. What am I seeing? So with credit cards, it's like credit is artificial money, okay? If you just kind of like cash is king, right? Cash, like when you do get paid in cash, for example, if you get paid in cash, nobody has to know about it, right? If you get paid in a recorded way, then there's a record of it and you have to pay taxes and all that. And so when you get paid cash, it has, to me, it has more value. Okay, so credit cards, and then can not only that, but can get you in trouble, right? Because they're not real money. If you accidentally spend more on credit than you can, with cash, then you get yourself in jail, right? Where all of a sudden you owe the credit card company more money than you have to pay it back. So why am I saying all this to you, Kimberly, when you're talking about love? This is why. Because something in the current situation is been fake. It's not the real thing. And I'm sensing with this twin flame, because twin flames often are not happily ever afters. Twin flames are often relationships that wake you up and alert you. They alert you to what you're not getting yet. Twin flames are impossible to ignore because there's charisma there. But what I like to recommend for my clients is the divine counterpart. The divine counterpart, someone who gets you. There's no games. You know that you're their person. You never walk into a restroom somewhere and look in the mirror and say, I wonder if this is my soulmate. Because with the divine counterpart, you know for sure. They get you, you get them. It's a hell yes for both of you. And something in this latest separated relationship is not bad. It's like a credit card, it's not real. Very interesting. So hidden in the background this is a figure where this little tiny, it looks like a teddy bear, is pointing up. Hang on a second. Somebody at my door, hold on. Hi, Chris. Whoa!
Hello.
Come here. Come on in.
I was just wondering, could I get some water, cold water?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let me get rid of this. It's been sitting in the truck top.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not the job.
Stay back there. Come here. Come on in. I wish I had, here, I'll rinse it out for you.
Yeah, it's been sitting in the truck and dirty.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'll be right back.
Thank you, ma'am.
No, you're welcome. I wish I could put some ice down in there for you.
That's all. Just anything.
Yeah, there you
Is that a hummingbird feeder?
This one, over here. This is the hummingbird feeder right up there.
I got you.
Yeah, these are.
There was this woman told me a story one time, one of my customers.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was pretty neat. So
Sure.
I got real decent. Anyways, her mother would sit on the patio. She told me she had hummingbird feeders out in her backyard.
Yeah.
And she just loved to sit out on the patio and watch the hummingbirds.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. They'll come over and kind of dive bomb you.
Yeah.
And they're yeah. No, I love them.
Anyways, she told me she passed away. And she decided, after she was buried, pay her respects. She told me there's hummingbirds flying all over the grave. That's what she said. I believe it.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean,
I
nature.
remember when my mother died. It was January 17th, 8 years ago. And it was a gloomy, real gloomy day, cold. I remember that. You know, the grave is next to my father. That's in Mackenzie,
Yeah.
at Mount Olive. But anyways, the funeral was at a church in Huntington. Anyways, after the service was over with, I left the church before everybody else did. And my oldest sister came up to me and said, Chris, you're supposed to follow us. I said, Deborah, I'd rather be alone. I just want to be alone. I'm going to the gravesite. I just want to be alone. Anyways, I went out there, and there was not a soul out there. I was standing right by what used to be placed. You know what I saw? 3 little white birds floating for them. I just thought that was like a sign from my mother that everything will be okay.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
I saw it. It only lasted maybe a few seconds. I saw my own eyes.
Wow.
And I shared that with a few people. But
Well, it gives you hope.
I believe in stuff like that.
Oh, completely.
Oh,
I hear you.
If you didn't have hope and miracles and all that, I don't know what would
How
happen.
would we keep going on?
You know what I mean? Just like these poor kids down there in Texas. I feel so sorry for them. Sisters, they're just babies.
Isn't that something that can happen? Yeah.
And I was stationed down there for 5 years in San Antonio. And I remember rain. That's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
I got there in 1982, and I left there in 87, I think, something like that. Anyways, I don't remember that kind of rain. You know, I remember one snow we had in those 5 years I was down there. And, but anyways, I don't know, I just want to share that with you about the hummingbird. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't take,
So she wasn't exaggerating.
no, I don't take
she's being
stuff for
honest.
granted, no,
You know,
I've seen
why
many strange.
exaggerate on something like that? You
No.
know, it meant something to her.
Yeah, well, I believe that the Lord speaks to us through nature, I do.
I'm reading something. I don't know.
Well, I gotta go, Chris, gotta go back
I
to
don't
my.
mean to bother you.
No, it's not bothering,
I
I
don't mean
love,
to bother you.
thank you for sharing your story, I don't wanna
Well,
end it like that, but I gotta.
I hope this treatment, I put 100 gallons on this
Wow,
building.
okay,
And, all these holes, most of them took real well.
good,
There's a couple that spin up at, you know, made a
Yeah.
mess. But, even in the back, most of them,
Good.
99% of them took real well. And, I hope that takes care of the problem with it, I hope so.
yeah, and my neighbors are just so grateful, said, they were like, I'm sorry you had to go through all that, but they're grateful that it's getting taken care of, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, termites, been doing it for a long time now, and termites really do a lot of damage
Yeah,
without you even knowing it.
yeah, exactly, cause everything looks good on the outside,
You know, you have, let's say, a $200,000 home,
yeah,
let's say, or whatever those things cost these days. Man, you don't want that investment to roll up.
oh, no, that's exactly right.
It's just like a car. Cars are so expensive these days.
You gotta keep them in good shape,
The insurance on them, it keeps going up all the time because they're so expensive
yeah.
to fix. You know, body work and mechanical work, all that kind of stuff. But
Well,
anyways,
sure,
I
well, thank
appreciate
you,
the
thank
work.
you for your work,
Huh?
thank you for your work,
Well, you're welcome.
I appreciate it. You all have a good rest of your day.
I will.
Sit.
Are you from Humboldt?
No,
Oh, okay.
my son lives over by, the winery over
Okay.
there. I'm from Indiana
Well,
originally.
Where at?
Indiana,
Are you serious?
are you from
That's where
Indiana?
my oldest son lives.
Oh, no
He lives in
kidding.
Fort Wayne.
Oh, okay,
He married an Indiana girl.
yeah, I'm from South Bend.
And he told me not that long ago, he works in some kind of warehouse for Dollar General or something, I don't know. Anyways, he's trying to get transferred to Knoxville to be closer to me.
Yeah,
And, I don't know. I think he's smart to stay right where he's at, really.
yeah,
You know, he's been there, he's got, a lot of years invested in that place, and he's kind of stay put. I mean, that's his business. But, anyways,
small world,
huh?
small world.
It is.
But anyway, I got a scoop, but you have a
All
better.
right, now, I'm just, I didn't wanna take the water, but I was a little desperate there, man.
Absolutely, I was drink it up, you
All right,
haven't had
all right.
any yet. Okay, have a
Thanks,
good
ma'am.
time,
Thank you.
okay.
Come here, Mary. Hello, you guys. That was so interesting. That man came to the door who's working and he needed some water. And then he struck up a conversation. You just never know with who you're going to run into and what is happening. So, but I apologize. So, Kimberly, God love you. Here I am. Okay, it's okay, Murphy. It's okay, boy. All right. So, Kimberly, it just looks like it, with that credit, you know, it's a cash is king. So it looks like there's some sort of not as good as, or not good enough for you, or not good enough for the person. And so in the hidden mind, I feel like there's been something stuck in your mind that you are not seeing. Okay, there's lightning here and a key, which reminds me of the Tower card, that for you to be able to let something, to see the truth about something, you know, to let something crack through your thoughts, because it looks, when I look over here to the higher mind, and it's not a full moon, and again, that's, to me, you're only seeing part of the truth. And I think that your future self, using this channel as your future self, that this house, I believe, represents the happily ever after house. You know, so you could build something there. And it just seems like right now there's stuff going on that I believe you're not seeing the whole story, okay? In the near future, we have this apple. And so what this makes me think of, Kimberly, is, you know, that saying about the apple of your eye, that this is what we want to be. Don't you guys agree that with your partner, you want to be the apple of their eye? You want to be their top priority. You don't want to have to guess if they're into you. You want to feel it's a collaborative partnership where both of you are doing the work of making it work, right? Doing the work of making it work. And I like that the apple's all by itself over here, because it's so simple. It's just a very simple thing. So with the these dice, because somebody's asking, is this like a tarot reading? What kind of tarot reading is it? No, I totally, I hear you, and I understand. I have also read coffee grounds. You know, I saw somebody do a coffee ground reading where the coffee grounds are left in a cup, and I read those, and I can, the intuition, the storyteller part of readings is the same no matter what my tool. So for you, Kimberly, it looks like for this full moon, can you find some things about this situation that you can accept is not your, not the best you can do? How many things, if you get a piece of paper and write down why you're in this relationship, what is it about this twin flame connection that you want? What is the best of it? Is there too much settling here? Because twin flames often are not happily ever after. They are learning opportunities. They're not supposed to last forever because they hurt, okay? Again, if this is a little vague, you can email me and just tell me about your situation. I'll email you back with some resources, okay? It's, what is that? Oh yeah, patternbreakertarot@gmail.com. And I'm sorry for that interruption, and thank you very much. Solani, I don't have an answer for you with that question. I'm saying that, Kimberly, I'm saying that there's something here that you're not seeing. If you feel it's your soulmate, great. Then take this reading and say, no, I mean, this is the perfect person because. So you write down all the reason that he's good for you. And then make sure he's acting that way. Because there's something in this reading that says something's not what you're seeing. Okay? And again, if you want a little bit more clarity, you can absolutely reach out and I can try to answer the question. Okay? And Solani, I'm not doing that kind of reading today. Oh yeah, the in-depth readings are really important because they're important because I can pull cards. Some people will want to play dice with me and then I'll draw cards and fully explain things. And anytime we're reading for the collective, a lot of times this reading might have zapped somebody right between the eyes and it wasn't you, and also, but yeah, there's just, to me, it's heads up. It's just heads up. Make sure you're not settling. That's it, Kimberly. You can relate to that, right? It's like if you feel like you're settling, pause for a minute and think, why am I feeling that way? Because if you're the apple of his eye and you're getting all the attention and you feel he owns his stuff, if trouble comes, he owns it and he's able to apologize to you. There's no perfect here, but it's just, you just need to be fearless about that. Okay? All right. And so now we have Kat. Hi, Kat. Welcome back. I know you've been here before. And so, Kat, yeah, right, it's so true, never settle. A lot of times, there has to be compromise in a good relationship. No question about it, okay? You have to compromise. But sometimes, the universe has to get your attention. The person could be almost right, but not quite. And if you settle, you might end up married forever to somebody that's not a good match. That's what happened to me. Okay, so Kat, are you here? And thank you, Manasi. You're very kind to say that. I appreciate it. So Kat, I'm going to go ahead and do a general reading because I know you've been here before and you're around. There you are. Finance and housing in a shelter. Okay. What can Kat? So this reading is for the full moon energy. Okay, so today is a juicy full moon, which means it's a time to release something. So in Kat's situation, with temporary housing, that's what I call that. I like to call it temporary housing instead of that S word, just because it's lighter. So with her temporary housing situation, what is it that she can give up? What can she release with this full moon? Okay. Boy, that shadow. This shadow has shown up in so many of the readings today, huh? Okay. Okay, Kat. Well, this certainly is the face of somebody, right, who's been in a temporary housing, where you're not where you really want to be, right? You're not where you really want to be. True? And so this moon, interesting that we have the moon, so I feel like, Kat, I'm glad you're here in this energy today. And if you guys could just play the pretend and just hit the heart over there, let's send Kat some love with your little hearts. I like pretending that I have a pretend button because I don't have a button. So then you guys can help me. Thank you very much. Kat, we love you. We're sending you positive energy. And you are in between homes. That's another way. Sometimes I'll tell my people who are looking for employment that they're between jobs, or I'm between homes right now, or but my housing is temporary. So it just shows that, especially I think between the last couple of weeks, I think have gotten to under your skin. Okay. Kat, that there's been like some painful experiences this last couple of weeks, and you may have had a crisis of confidence to wonder if the divine even sees you. And I just want to tell you, Kat, the divine sees you completely and loves you. We can never disappoint the Creator. We may disconnect ourselves from the Creator, but the reality is that the Creator never disconnects from us. It's just when we take our eyes off of our source that we can really experience. I mean, hardship is hardship, but we don't need to suffer if we can connect with our Creator during these difficult times. So what you're not seeing, Kat, is this shadowy time that you're living right now, where chances are that the parts of your personality that are not the best are picking on you. It's like picking on yourself, and saying things about yourself that are not true. That you are not a loser. There's not something wrong with you because you are in temporary housing right now. You never created an intention to be in this place. And so it's like a light is coming on and you're seeing things differently. And right now, in your current living situation, there are other people in your situation also. So one of the things you can do is to ask yourself, I wonder what that person's going through. I wonder why they're here, and to befriend some of the human beings that are sharing your experience. Many years ago, I went through an illness and it was very difficult. And I was in relationship with a lot of hospital people. And none of them, some of them, the nurses didn't even call you by your name. They would just call you honey or sweetie, and you just felt disconnected. But there were kind humans that I could connect with, even in the scariest situation of my life. And so right now, what you're not seeing is that you are being given light, okay? So Kat, there is someone in your environment right now, it might be a staff person, who is bringing you light, even though you are feeling, I can only imagine, there feels like the weight of the world is laying on your shoulders, okay? So your higher mind, what you're not seeing, and we have this credit card, and when I look at it now, I think about your future self or the divine, who is your divine guidance from within you is saying, you have unlimited credit with me. Okay, so Source is saying, you have unlimited credit with me. You can charge your joy, you can charge your need to be fulfilled, your need to know that you're loved. You are being invited to connect to the divine, to God, like you never have before. It's hard. It's hard when things get tough. But those are the times when we really have to get on our knees and just pray and ask for divine guidance. It is the divine's great pleasure to guide you through this time. It is only temporary. Okay, so Kat, what I'm seeing over here with this telephone and this conversation, I believe that as this next month or two go by, you're going to be receiving some good news. Okay, there is going to be a telephone call or a text that's going to surprise you, because there's something about your ability to take the steps toward the divine that, even though I don't know how, I'm feeling closer to God right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling more settled now. Claim. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, Where was I, Kat? There is some good news coming over your phone. It could be a text, but there is good news coming. So now what you can do, what you're going to be offering, your investment in your future, is gratitude. So in your temporary house, every day, start off the day, write down a list of what is positive about your current home. If you have a bed, you're grateful for it. If there's food, you're grateful for it, and appreciate how the divine is serving you right now on your way out of this temporary situation. Okay, Kat? And come back. I do every day, I do little tiny readings that are like vitamins for the spirit. And so you can the vitamins of the spirit. Okay, I'm back again. Sorry, guys. Vitamins of the spirit. So to come and check out the little bitty readings too. Okay. Anyway. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they're like little 13-second videos, and they're fantastic. So do take a peek at those. Okay, so Anshum, yeah, Anshuman. Yes, you're here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's everybody send up energy for the internet that it cooperates, okay? Okay. Let's see. What do we have for you? Oh, very interesting. We have a king in that tent. Okay. And the jet. Wow, what an interesting reading. Okay. All right. So, in the near past, has there been something going on human? Has there been something going on with family? Has somebody been injured? Is somebody in the hospital? In your family of origin? Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'm Catherine. Okay, because that's so interesting. Thank you, Anshuman, because we have the cane here, and also this tent that I was just thinking. I was feeling that you're okay. Oh gosh, that looks like a 7, doesn't it? Wow. Okay. Because it just looks like there's just this huge burden in the past for you, Anshuman. So could we all just, everybody, could we just hit that thumbs up? Where's my, there, yeah, there. Everybody just join. Let's just throw energy and love to our friend Anshuman, please. Thank you, guys. Beautiful. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad we can support you, okay? But what I'm seeing, though, is that there's a separation here between you and your guides, okay? There's like a block. Yes, it's the circle of life. I mean, it is. The other day I saw what's the name of that? Armadillo. Armadillo is such a strange looking animal. And there was a dead one, and the vultures were eating the armadillo. And I stopped to watch. It's like the message of the vulture is nothing's ever wasted. And in nature, how things turn over, right? That things are not wasted. But right now there's this vacancy here. And so on human, it looks like you have, it's like interference, like static. Like when you're on your cell phone, can you hear me now? Is my voice cracking? Oh, or you're just agree. I see her. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Vultures are the cleaners of death. It's true. But yeah, it's like there's crackling in the energy field. So your ability to connect to your higher self is what is happening right now. Is part of it. But believe me, grief is paralyzing. I went through a loss last September, and it was really hard for me. That I was in a lot of pain, a lot of crying, just trying for me to get beyond. And now 9 months later, I'm feeling much better. But the point is, though, that right now it's so important for you to know that the divine loves you. I'm putting the lizard here. I'll tell why in a second. Because sometimes we can feel abandoned, or that we have been that somebody has left us, and it's a violence to us. It hurts so badly, we feel like our heart is broken. And so I love lizard energy, because lizard is an animal that if you break off its tail, it will grow another tail. Okay, and so I put that there because even though your story, your family story has been broken, and that's another name for story is tail. The tail of your life was broken by the loss of your family members, but you will grow a new story. Okay, what's happening down here in your hidden mind is that you're being a little bit hard on yourself, because I think you expect to be doing better. And because you expect to be doing better, you're critical of your own self, okay? And so as you take responsibility, hang on for a second. Okay, I just want to go back here and okay. Okay. Sorry guys. A part of you wishes that you could just recover quicker. I think that's totally normal. Part of you is thinking you could be over this quicker, but that's just not the case. It takes time. It takes a lot of time to heal up when you've lost something. And so here in the near future, I love this because your divine guidance, the source that loves us all so much, our divine guidance is right here for you right now. You need to look for it. You have to watch for people to be kind to you, and especially watch for people that you don't know, strangers. This credit card coming up again, and it's such a different part of the story every time, but you can use this spiritual credit, okay? It's coming from an account, like right now with your family, everything's feeling broken, and it's hard to manage that. But that's what spirit is in our lives for. We can lean on spirit. We can lean on God with all that we have in us. We have to look for God. And where you find the divine is when you are grateful. Whatever you see in your life right now is just to appreciate it. It's hard to be fake grateful when you're going through a lot of loss, but you can appreciate what it is that you have right now that's supporting you. So for this full moon, what you want to do is write a list of what you appreciate about your life today, okay? What can you appreciate about your life even with this loss? And as you keep that list of appreciation going, you will build your spirit, okay? And you are going to get through this. It's very important to take care of yourself when you're going through loss recovery, okay, my friend? My heart goes out to you, my dear friend. Okay, everyone, can we give some more heart support for our dear friend? Thank you, Maureen. And Anshuma, I look forward to seeing you in another reading. Okay. All right, so we're moving on, and divine timing is next. And divine timing. Hi, Bob. When your turn comes up, and I can write your name down right now. And where we are is divine timing, and then we have Darlene, John, Barghavi, and then Bob, and I'm happy to pull the dice for you. Hey, Divine, Divine Timing, how are you doing? When they were here last time, hi, Angel Alley, I'll write you down. When we were here together last time, 2 cards came out, and it was pretty profound. Isn't that right, Divine Timing? I can't remember now, I'm confused. I have so many people, everybody gets mixed up in my mind. Okay, Divine, where are we, Divine Alley? Okay, so is there a particular life area? Is there something that you're looking forward to celebrating? Something you're ready to release at this full moon? Oh yeah, asking about a guy. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, okay. So let's not ask about that guy. Let's pick something else. What else is it in your life that, what is it about your life that I can throw dice for? I may not, you guys, finances, okay, good deal. You guys, gosh, what time is it now? I've been here, over 2 hours. Wow, time flies. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to invite these people that are just coming in, Manasi, Tapelo, and anyone else who's here right now. You're just scrolling by and stop by to visit. Welcome, I'm Catherine. You're welcome here, and please join Divine Timing, because Divine Timing, I know for sure that you don't mind if other people ride shotgun with your reading, right? So if you are listening and you want to be able to have a full moon ceremony around finances, what would the source have for us? Okay. Okay, this is very interesting, Divine Timing. Very interesting. And again, this is fascinating. All right, so we had another reading similar to this earlier, because all of the energy has fallen to this side of our play, the field of play here, and the near future is empty, which is very interesting. So what I feel right away is there's a lot under the surface right now, that in order for you to thrive, it seems like you're putting a lot of controls on yourself, Divine Timing, that you're maybe even demanding of yourself. You're not a little hard on yourself, are you, my friend? But just keeping a tight rein on things and making sure things stay in control. Now, that doesn't surprise me, because we do have so much going on in the world right now. There are so many circumstances that can distract us. Somebody else's bad news does not have to ruin our day. We need to be able to lift people up and help people when we can, but we also need to keep our energy lifted for ourselves. So let me just take a sip. Okay. And so let's look here. So we have the near past. So we have this cane and the abacus. So there is, I don't know, could you have like an older in your family who's having a health problem right now? Is there somebody in your family who's in the hospital or injured in any way? Because it seems like in the immediate past, there's been some energy around worry for someone. So that's the first thing that I'm wondering. Oh, okay, now, again, you guys, yes, thank you. And you guys who are running interference for me, thank you so much. Okay, so with this, I can understand now. This explains, because, and please don't put your specific situation here. You can email me, obviously, if you want to fill me in. But right now, just for privacy, I can see why all this energy is getting pulled in, because it's hard when you have somebody that you love that's going through a tough thing, when they are suffering. So this is going on. So this is the circumstance. And then down here, hang on just for a second, please. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Okay. So when we have this hidden mind, This is what's all going on under the surface, divine timing. God love you. I mean, you've got, look, it doesn't even, very rarely do 4 dice fall into one of these quadrants. It's very rare, okay? And so the fact that all 4 of these have come into this tiny little wedge makes me realize how much pressure you're feeling, how much pressure's on yourself, okay? So look at this. Stop. Like there's a part of your being that's just fried, right? And you want to put your hand up and say stop, but you can't. It's out of control when somebody else is going through a health challenge. When I went through my health challenge many years ago, I felt that my kids, that my family had a harder time dealing with me being sick than me, because I was just going through the steps to get better. And I was just doing what I had to do. But everything in me wanted to stop what was going on. I didn't want to do the surgeries. I didn't want to go through what I was going through. And so I can resonate with this energy. And then the credit card finances get stretched when somebody is suffering, because you can need to take time off of work to go be with your person. You may be worried that they are having financial troubles taking care of that. And then we have this fountain, which to me, with divine timing, the fact that you name yourself divine, this is the thing. Even though there's all these questions, family questions, financial questions, energetic, trying to figure out how to be a support for your dad and for your family. And yet there's a part of you that knows that God always sustains, that the presence of energy, the presence of source is always available no matter what. Okay? So absolutely, that's why you're here. And here while I'm playing dice today, which is so fun. For those of you guys who were hoping for a tarot reading, I appreciate that. But I read all kinds of different tools, so I hope you're enjoying this part. But the higher mind, this is where it's your future self, okay? Divine timing, this channel with the part of you that's connected to the divine. And if we choose to believe that there is no time, that time is a construct of humans, then your future self, in a very real way, is as alive and well as you allow them to be in your imagination. And here we have fruit. So I love the promise of that even though what you're going through right now is really difficult, the truth is there's fruit when we go through hard times. I went through my experience 17 years ago, going at 18 years ago. I'm still here. I have 2 doctors that passed away of the very, diseases that I had, and I'm still here, right? So I know for a fact that you do get through hard times, and that often it bears fruit. And sometimes some cheerful person might say to me, "Don't you see the gift in it, Catherine?" And I wanted to slap them, because no, there was no gift that I could see, but it was a shortcut. Because when I did go through that, I for sure wanted to live, and I wanted to do whatever it took to get better, right? I chose a path, and I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky to be alive today. So with you, divine timing, when it comes to why is the near future empty for you? Well, duh. I don't think that it's a big surprise, because you don't know the near future. You're being in limbo along with your family right now. You want to stay in control for your family's sake as they go through this challenging time. But the thing is that right now you have to leave the near future in the hands of God for sure. That's just it. You have to say, nope, I'm not going to let myself think about the near future. It's so true, isn't it, divine? So what can you do here? What kind of ritual? What I would do is I would definitely use the scribble technique, which I demonstrated before, but I want to do it again. The scribble technique is where You are worried, angry, or afraid of something, and you don't want to talk about it. You don't even know how to pray about it. You don't know how to pray because the situation's so hard. But let's say you're feeling sad, or you're feeling discouraged or disappointed. Then what you do is you grab your piece of paper, you think about what you're upset about, and then scribble. It works really good with a pencil or a crayon. And then when you think of it, I'm gonna think to a suffering, okay. And when I feel sad, I often scribble slower, but I'll press in. And this tool, I know what you guys are thinking. Some of you are like, you've got to be kidding me. But I'm not. For you to use this tool as you're thinking the hard feeling, it's as if the feeling's going out through your arm, down your hand, and out to the paper. And think of your person in their suffering and just keep scribbling. It will for sure help you, divine, okay? And then after that, just go ahead and draw out some lines. And then as you go through this, you will bump your energy into neutral. You may not be able to bump your energy into happily ever after at the moment because it's difficult, but appreciation, volunteering to help someone, all of these things will be helpful for you. And then what you're investing in for your future is the refusal to be worried about the future. What do you think? Can you do it? Everybody, could we send love? Let's go down here to our heart button and let's send love for our dear divine timing. You got to help me out because I don't have any hearts. Who can help me? Help, help. Tap that heart button, you guys. That's it. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pouring out that love. Pouring out that love. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more readings. And then I'm going to leave. This party is going to be closed. You're welcome, Divine. Sending you just oodles of love, my friend. Okay, let me grab my notebook. I'm going to do a couple more before I take off. I've had so much fun. I'm going to go back and I will put timestamps on the readings so you can go back and look for yours or watch from the beginning. And let's see. Oops. Why can't I find the... Oh, sorry, you guys. There I am. Okay, oops. Okay, where am I on the list? Okay. Darlene, John, Barghavi. Are you guys here? Okay, Barghavi's here. And then John or Darlene. Hi, Bob. I am trying to get to you. Thank you, Maureen. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, Barghavi, you're up. Lucky you. And then Bob, okay? And so and then Angel, Allie, if you're still here, I'll do you guys, and then I'm gonna cut off. Thank you, Maureen. I appreciate that. I do come live Sunday mornings, so you can come back and see me. I have a tarot party every Sunday, and then I do the new moons and the full moons, just as a surprise. You're welcome. So we will do Barghavi, Bob, and Angel, Allie, okay? So anybody who's here and wants to receive a reading, it's easy to do. Just choose to line up with the energy of the dice. Okay, so Barghavi, is there a particular situation? Not the same thing you asked me last time, because remember, we want to have something different. What part of your life are you ready to release? What can you let go of? Career, okay. All right, so let's see. What do the dice have for us when it comes to career, Barghavi? What will be helpful to know? Okay. Very interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, it does look, Barghavi, it looks very much like your career situation. There's action coming your way in the near future. So that is very cool for you. So it does seem, and I like how this arrow is pointing back to this fruit. And up here, okay, so in the near past, there has been fruit. So what you have done so far with building your career, it has been paying off. You have a skill set that is mature. Okay, so there's something that you know how to do that is worth being paid, right? There's a what do you call it? An affirmation that says, I work with and for people I like. I work with and for people I like. And if we add to the front of it, I am so thankful and relieved now that I work through people who, now that I work for people I really like. I am so happy and relieved now that I work with people that I really like. And then I earn money easily doing what I love. I earn money easily doing what I love. And even though that's not true for you today, it will be true for you in the future because you have put in the sweat equity and you have skills that are worth hiring. Now, I will give you this website again for you guys that are watching, just so you weren't watching earlier, Coursera.com. If you have any inclination to help people with their internet business, if you want to be involved with technology, this is free education, free training, and it's a great way to bump up your income potential. Because if you can develop a side hustle that's sideways of your business but can bring cash and you can do it from home, be sure I'm glad that you saw that, but they have lots of free courses. You do not need to pay to get educated, for sure. A lot of online training is like that, and I do it myself. There's a tarot reader that's called White Feather Tarot. She's my favorite. I love her. I love White Feather. And I go over there and receive her free readings. She charges a lot of money for readings. I don't have to use them. I can just use the free service, okay? But whatever it is, when you are reaching for career improvement, what skill can you add? Language is an important one. If you can become bilingual or trilingual, you can do translation work. It's needed. AI does a lot of work, but you can tell it's AI. There's a human touch that's needed, okay? So I'm just saying that even though you have a skill set that you can use, Barghavi, adding to your toolbox will never do you wrong. Now down here, we have in your hidden mind, this little figure looks like a little bear. And we have this tiny figure, and then the arrow pointing up is kind of like this huge dream, this huge, if you're good at writing, there's work available for you. There's a website that's called, freelance. I wish I could remember offhand, but it's a freelance writing site where you can get gigs. So there's lots available for you. At any rate, back to Barghavi. Barghavi, you have a big dream. The dream is bigger than yourself, okay? And I love that about you. I love that you are you're desiring to make a big amount of money, that you want to have a career that sustains you and can help you create a family, okay? And so what your higher mind, so I believe that you can plug into the energy of your future self. That's something that I believe is possible. And so your future self is here to guide you. Can you invest? You want to invest in what your future self, what would they be living like with your ideal job, right? How would their life be once you got to your ideal job? Okay? There's a question here. So your future self is looking back and saying, what is it that you really want? What is it? Take some time, Barghavi, seriously. Get out a book, a journal, and write down 15 things. 15 things that you would like about your ideal job. On my ideal job, and then write down the list. I will be paid well. I will like the people I'm working with. I will feel a part of a team, whatever it is. Do you want to travel on your job? Do you want to, what is it you want? Do you want them to pay for future education? Do you want them to send the company on trips? One of my friends is working for a company that was so grateful for, I think there were like 100 employees. They just sent all the 100 employees to Chicago for a weekend, and they wined and dined and ate at some great restaurants, and they were treated royally because their company was so grateful for them. So get specific on the kind of work you want to do. Yes, you may have a big dream, but what is the dream? But you want to list everything you love about it. Let's look at the near future. Right away, I see this arrow pointing directly to the fruit. So it does look like the preparation that you've done, schooling that you have had, is going to be guiding you. So that's good news. The rainbow here comes after a storm. So right now, if you're in between jobs, or if you're working in a career that is not satisfying to you, it's a storm that's between you and the future. But it's important that you trust timing. You can't get out ahead of yourself. You definitely want to be watching for employment opportunities. If you use one of the apps online that have jobs posted in the US, I know there's Indeed.com is just one that comes into my mind, and there's several apps that are looking. LinkedIn, of course, has always got opportunities for employment. So of course you want to be looking, but you also want to be getting very specific. No nonsense. Do you want to have an assistant? Do you want to have your meals paid for? Do you want to travel as part of work? What do you want? But get specific about it. Make that investment, okay? And then as far as the full moon goes, what I would do is, once that you do write your list, you write your list of what it is that will be your perfect employment. May I use myself as an example? My ideal client is what I love about my work, okay? I get to work at home. I get to have a beautiful window with flowers and plants right outside. I have my dog right here who just brings so much peace into my life. I get to meet people from all over the world. I get to share in people finding their soulmates. I got to do a wedding because the person found their soulmate because of our work together, and she wanted me to do the wedding. And so I got to do a wedding. I've gotten to travel with clients. I have clients that want me to come to their home or to go do a retreat. There's so many things about the kind of work that I do right now that I would have never dreamed was possible for me like 30 years ago. So that's what we're going for here, is you're getting specific, and then give your desires to the heavens. Take your paper, light it on fire, or crush it or rip it, and then under this energy of the full moon, give your desires to the divine. Okay? That's what I have for you. And so Bob, you're very patient. Thank you. And Bob, you have the word soulmate written down there. Is that because that's what you're looking for? You are welcome, Barghavi. I appreciate you. Thank you, A. Romantic, platonic friendship, finding balance in love and finding inner love. Okay. Okay, nice. What is your birth sign? What's your astrological sign, Bob? I'm shuffling up my dice for Bob, and then Angel. Oh, Leo. Oh, I was just talking. First of all, Leo, you're my second Leo today. Okay, Leo in love. Leo in love. And Leo, are you with somebody that it's platonic and you want it to be more? Or where does the platonic come into it? Gemini, Sun, Virgo, Moon. Thanks for sharing, you guys. I'm Scorpio, double Scorpio, Scorpio Rising, Scorpio birth. Okay, and Gemini Moon. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay. So when it comes to love, what do we have for Bob? Okay. Okay. Nice. Aw, you got great energy. Okay, good. Good, good. At one of our readings in the past, this pyramid came in the near future. I wish I could remember which person, but yeah, that's fascinating. Well, thank you, A. It's pretty intense. I think double Scorpio energy is pretty intense, and then the Gemini, that's the teacher in me that just loves to come out. I taught golf for many years, and I'm also a speech therapist, so I have a lot of teaching background, and it comes out in these readings. So, okay, Bob, in the near past, it looks to me that you have had some people in your past who have had masks on. They have not shown you their true self. Fair to say? You just sip this. That yes, yeah, absolutely. And I think partly Leo with that cusp. So Leo, I often think that Leos are misunderstood, that there's a sense of confidence being a Leo, that it's very strong, and some people misunderstand and they take advantage sometimes. But having that softer with the watery, just being trapped in that kind of thing can be a difficult thing. And so now you may be even wearing a mask because there's a part of you that wants to reject love right now. There's a part of you that still I know I had a couple of really bad situations in my life, and I felt dumb. I mean, once I finally broke up with them, I was like, what was I thinking? What an idiot, and I beat up on myself just terribly because I thought, how could I have been so stupid to fall with them? And so then I would wear a mask that would just be, I'm okay, but in my heart was broken, I was broken. And so I feel like this mask could go two ways. One, that there's fear that you're going to attract someone that has a mask and you're not going to see their true self, or like you yourself are hiding behind a mask because you do want to have love, but right now, look at what's underneath it, the lightning bolt, right? And so when you trust someone and then they do something that shocks you, like how could that happen? It can just mess you up. But let's look over here at your hidden mind, Bob. This is what you're not seeing. And what you're not seeing is that your original heart, Bob, to have a family and a home, whatever that symbolizes to you, to have a sustainable love, someone who gets you, someone who's committed to building something, right? Building a home is something that you're not going to compromise on. That you see yourself there. There's a deep seed that's been planted in your being to find a lasting love. And so this is good news. This is a root that can grow to something that will be a blessing to you. Did you think I was gonna say but? Because yes, there's a but here. And so what it is, let's turn this over and see. Okay, so your higher self, the part of you that is divine, the part of you that will carry your today's life into the future, your future self has some advice for you, Bob, okay? Are you ready? And this is true of other people who have gone through heartbreak. You've gone through heartbreak and part of you wants love again and another part says, hell no, I don't want to try. I get that 100%. So take this lesson in. Don't give up on your dream to make something work with someone, to work around the hurt feelings and to find a way to build something that lasts, okay? So if we look up here, we see this tent. A tent is a temporary situation. Okay, Bob? You're in a temporary situation. You do need to look at the shadows of the past. You need to do some work to forgive your past for hurting your feelings, for sure. I do breakup coaching. Can you believe there's such a thing as breakup coaching? Well, I do, because some people have a dickens of a time letting go of the past. But what you need to do is realize that you're in a temporary situation. Once you're able to forgive and release, Bob, Angel, you're next. Bob, once you're able to forgive and release the people that have hurt you in the past, stop counting the crimes, stop obsessing over what was done to hurt you, because that's not helping, and instead just start appreciating where you are right now, because they're in your past. Even though they hurt my feelings, they're in the past, and I'm glad about that. Even though they were manipulative, that was in the past, and I'm happy about that. Telling yourself that kind of story will really help, okay? And now we go over here, Marquetta. Hi, Marquetta. Thank you for being here again, Marquetta. And we have this pyramid. So I love this for your future, my dear Bob, because whatever's coming your way is going to be very unique. It's going to be different. It's going to be something you're not expecting. In a way, it'll be like the direct opposite of what you've experienced in the past. And so don't waste time trying to figure out how to get there, who they're going to be, because that's not what's important. What's important is to make a choice to let go of the people that have hurt you. So you've seen me demonstrate the scribble technique, which is, this pyramid shape. Like I think about the pyramids in Egypt. Those things were built in it's not possible. No heavy equipment, however figured out how to build the pyramids, it was completely unique. So that's just my symbol for saying that's what's coming your way when it comes to love is going to be completely unique, okay? So for an affirmation for you, or when you want to try to work out, what I would like you to do is take a piece of paper and write down a list of the people who have hurt your feelings, including boyfriends, girlfriends, platonic friends, teachers in school, parents, brothers, sisters, or bosses, anyone who has offended you or hurt your feelings over time. And then as you go through each one of those names, just cross them out and say, I'm letting you go. I don't need your energy anymore. I'm letting you go. Go through each one and scribble out their names, because as you make a transaction and use your energy to do this, you're going to be investing in your future self, okay? Okay. Let go of all the past experiences, yep. And the tendency is they keep coming in your mind. Now I wear elastic bracelets sometimes. And what I mean is my ex's name, I'm just make up a name. My ex's name was Joe. Okay, let's say. Okay, so every time when we were breaking up, it was terrible. He was kind of mean, and I had a hard time. And so I would think about him, and I would just think bad thoughts about how mean he was. He was so mean. I just catch myself, okay? He manipulated me. I'll take off this bracelet, and I put it on my other wrist. and oh, I don't want to think about that. I'm going to go pet my cat, or I'm going to go pet the dog. Okay, and then later on in the day, same thing. I wish that he wouldn't have been so mean to me. And I take off the bracelet, say, I don't want to think about him. I'm going to think about something else. And I'll go run my wrists under cold water or something. You know, just do something to distract yourself from thinking about the past people. Okay? Yep, write them down, scribble out their names, and just give them to God. You know, it's a forgiveness ritual that you want to do. And why now? Because it's the full moon, and it's powerful. In some people believe it's an extra special time to release things, and even if you don't believe that, it can't hurt. Okay, very good. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Angels Alley. Angels next. And then I can't believe this might be my longest, yep, give them to God, absolutely. Angel, I think this might be my longest live ever. Thank you guys for being here. Is Taurus ready to grow cash flow? Aquarius, Sun, Gemini, Moon. Okay, all right, so thank you guys. Thank you very, very much for being here. Thank you for all the support. Y'all are fantastic. You are welcome. I do private videos where I can pull cards, play dice, and give you a full reading, and you can get information about that at my website, which is manifestfaster.com. So check me out, okay? Okay, I know. Well, it's spirit. You know, like when you're doing the work that you're born to do, it doesn't tire you out. It energizes you. That is for sure. So, okay, all right. So, okay. So I'm feeling that, Angel, what you're wanting is to have. Okay, when we come to the full moon energy, what can you invest? So what you're going to be doing, Angel, is investing in your future self's experience in your business, okay? So we go like 5 months out, five months. That's interesting I said that, 5 months. Yeah, 5 months. Yeah, I like that. 5 months from now. Okay, so if you have a pencil, grab it. So Angel, 5 months from now, it's like, what will be going on? What will be happening? Your future self knows that it's happening and wants to give you guidance. And so with the full moon, what can you give up right now? What can you release as an investment toward developing your future self? Now, normally I would say something about 5 years, but somehow I'm feeling that 5 months for some reason. Okay, so let's throw the dice. Okay, good. Very interesting. Okay. This key is like so, I guess it's more on this side. Okay. You're not in real estate, are you? I just first see this key in this house. Oh, Marquetta, I wish I could, girl. I have to call it quits. So sorry. There are, I'm gonna put timestamps, and there's lots of really good readings. So, okay, so you're not in real estate. This is too funny. But I will be here Sunday, Marquetta, at my usual time. I usually pop on about 11 o'clock Central on Sunday, sometimes a little earlier. Okay, so, Angel. Okay. Do you work at home? I'm looking to get in if I do you work at home? Yes, thank you to Bina for being my faithful. She's like my gatekeeper. Oh, a store. Okay, well, that works. That works because you've got the key. This in the near past. This is reflective of your store. So, but isn't it true that when you have your own business, or if you're working at something with food business, good for you. I wish you were here and bring me some food. But it's like everything, isn't it? It's like you spend more time and energy making your business successful than you ever thought possible. Isn't it true? People say, oh, I don't want a boss, I want to work for myself so I have time off. And I'm like, right? Right? If you're working for your own business, you are working 24/7 every single day, because it's hard. I have to work really hard not to work too much. So I crochet, I take walks with my dog, I love nature, I'm a writer. I have to force myself to not work every single minute because I love the work that I do. And you end up investing so much of yourself. So in the near past, what it's showing me is that you have been a little bit narrow, that you, because you're working so hard on your business, there's nothing else happening. Remind me, Aquarius. Oh yeah, yeah, Aquarius, right. But what happens is that I think you have a lot of, like, what I would call like psychic baggage, being Aquarius, because you have to stay pinned down to be in your own business, and that goes against your nature. So let me take a breath. And what's your moon? Leo? Did you have Leo moon? I can't remember. But I can see the dilemma that you're in, Angel. I see the dilemma. Gemini moon. Okay. So first of all, I am a double Scorpio. I have a Gemini moon, and even though that's true, that part of my energy is an air sign, I have a really hard time with air signs. I get frustrated with air signs. One of my favorite Aquarius, she never answers my texts because she's very busy, but then she'll say, she said to me once, I swear, sometimes I think I answered you, and then I look in my phone and I didn't. And I'm like, oh, and so, of course, as fate would have it, there's a lot of Geminis in my life, and family and friends. And I also made the mistake of marrying a Gemini. That didn't last very long. So I think that what's happening here, there's not enough of the adventure of life. There's not enough Aquarius juice, so to speak. It's like I'm this is coming to me, I just feel like a sponge, and you find out you find it under the sink, and it's dried out. It's really dried out, and even if you poured water on it, it would take a while to absorb the moisture. So that's what don't ask me why, but that's the picture that came to my mind here, is that there's a part of you that's dry, just worn out and frazzled by the pressure of this food business, okay? So in your hidden mind down here, what I'm seeing down here is that you need to look at adjusting to finding a way to gamify, to make a game out of your work. So the first thing that came into my mind is tracking, where you could get this old school, you can do it on the computer certainly, but old school, get some graph paper. If I had some, I would bring it out, and then write down, make charts that you can track how many, count the things that are successful in your business. Okay, so if there's something in your store that's a favorite, if you have things that are big sellers, that you actually have it tracked, how many of those are purchased a day. There's something about our minds that when we can get competitive with ourselves. And when you do that, you're opening up a creativity channel that you can market, you can create hunger. Oh, I didn't mean to use a pun, but you can use hunger marketing wise to attract the right kind of people. If I were in your neighborhood, I could come and do readings at your store, probably, couldn't I? Right, but I agreed. And system analytics are good, but there's something about your inner child that is like screaming for attention right now, because they didn't sign up to just be chained to a computer. They didn't. And there's something, the key for you, I think, is to find some way to gamify what you're doing. in your probably it'll be in your marketing. I mean, you could fill a jar in your store, a jar with candy, and have whoever guesses the amount of candy that's in the jar gets a monthly prize. You could have gift baskets that are made up of some of your products, and then whoever comes into your store and puts a picture on Instagram of them there, that they're entered in a drawing, some things like that. The area library near me, they have a contest. My friend just won, where every time you take a book out of the library, you're entered into a contest. She won the contest. Okay? But I'm saying, I know you don't have the bandwidth. It's right now you're getting stung. Remember that bees make honey, but they also sting. So the lack of play, the lack of game in this is drying you up. Creativity goes away when your energy goes down. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like somewhere to gamify and reward your best clients will help. Yeah, I think you could set up, I don't know anything. If you want to email me and fill me in on what kind of store you have, I might be able to, I know I can send you some ideas, some YouTube channels and stuff to inspire you, because you've been in this a year and a half, 18 months, long time, and there's certain trends that you can use to create success. Okay, now let's move on, because we have the higher mind and we have this sheep and this cell phone. So this makes me think of crocheting. Now see, why would my mind go to crocheting? Because the sheep have the wool. And so right away, what this makes me think is collaboration. Are there any crafters in your town where you could have them bring in some craft that you could sell? You guys could make a deal. There's a winery near me. The winery has costumes for wine bottles. Okay, so somebody makes little vests and like bride and groom clothing for the wine bottles, you know what I'm saying? And so they went in there and they offered, would you mind selling? That's something I could crochet. I could crochet something cute for the lids for the wine things, right? And I think, yeah, because if you can find a couple of vendors in your community who might have product that they could bring to your store to sell also, what happens is they tell all their friends that their product is now being sold in your store. I would not be surprised at all if somebody didn't actually contact you. The way this reading is setting up, you have somebody walk into your store with some sort of product, art. I have a coffee shop that I go to where they hang paintings on the wall. The paintings are from local artists and they're on sale. Okay, so there's a lot of avenues to bringing in some revenue that you may not have thought of yet. So the old-fashioned phone, yes, it looks like a walkie-talkie too. And so walkie-talkie, it's like earth to angel, come in please. It's like spirit is speak. Yes, okay, not possible to cross-sell, but we can run an event separately. Absolutely. You could have a guest, however you could run an event with someone else is a super smart way to get your name and product out in front of other people, because they'll tell all their friends. One of my friends, Christina, she is Dog Star Tarot, wonderful woman. You might want to check out Dog Star Tarot, and she has good luck doing readings at craft shows. She has gone to some psychic fairs where there's a lot of readers, but she gets more business when she's the only reader in the place. So again, the ideas don't matter. It's just that there's an idea place within your spirit that you can tap into. But if you're fatigued, if you're fried, if you're dehydrated, if you haven't done anything fun in so long that it's a disaster, then your idea, it's like having a drought, an idea drought, right? We don't want an idea drought. So, near future, what do we have? Games. But we also have dice, which, Angel, it just means you need to come back for another reading, right? I mean, this in your near future, let your yes, you feel, and when you're like a business owner, it is lonely, but that's part of, there's a difference between a lone experience and loneliness, because, oh gosh, I know that if an Aquarius has too many humans, they get fried in a hurry, right? Isn't that true? If you're in a room with a bunch of angsting, complaining people, how fun is that for you? Like, not, right? Ick. So the thing is that you being called into solitude could be part of planning your future here. And so it's something you need to look into. But at this point, I would look at what kind of merchants. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I would see how you can collaborate in an interesting way that would support your store and give publicity to somebody else. I kind of love the idea of having your customers put themselves on their social media, right? With, they come in, they buy your product, and not everybody's going to want to have their, they won't want to play the game because they're not into social media. But that way you could have a contest every time somebody comes in. You fill out a ticket, you put it in a jar. Every time they show you their phone that they just put you on Instagram, they have a chance to win a gift basket, something like that. Okay, because there's something here about make it fun. Okay, now, so what can you give up? What can you invest into your future? Because remember, right, so you're out of control of that, right? You're out of control with the press. But girl, I'm sorry, I assume that you're a girl. I assume all angels. Oh, I'm sorry if I offend. But the thing is, though, you're going to be more interesting to the press if you have winners, right? You will. They're going to be press opportunities. So this is only the first time the interviews, right? You've got another round coming. Remember, this is only 5 months in the future. So I feel like there's some people that would love to collaborate with you. And the press loves that stuff. In this world where there's so much AI, everything's AI, is one of the reasons I like to do this, because I'm not AI. I use AI in some of my work, but when I want to touch people's hearts, I'm a human being. So when you are getting gift baskets, every time people come to your shop, there's the gift basket, is right there. They can see it. And then every time they come in, all they do is take their picture, they put it on social media, and then you can tag your interviewer people, right? And you can draw your own publicity. When you draw your own publicity, the press is going to like you better. And then it's a win-win when people go follow that press because of the lift that they gave you to your stuff. Okay, so when it comes to I think that what I would like you to do, here's your homework, okay? I want you to write a letter on paper, write a letter to your future self, okay? And you can say, dear, and I like to say wealthier self, because 5 months from today, you're going to be wealthier than you are today. And you can say, Catherine called it. And so what you do is say, dear wealthier angel. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, and write down, this is what I commit to. I want to commit to our growth, and this is what I commit to. And then write down, if it may not be my ideas, you can use AI even. It might be fun for you to use AI, explain your service, explain your store, and say to AI, what would be unusual ways I could market my business? I'm not kidding. And then commit to your future self 5 months from now that you will take action on unusual, eclectic, I love that word, unique marketing ideas, and that you will commit to this idea of creating a contest for your customers, that you will commit to those things, sign your name, and then burn or tear up, or, sometimes I'll burn and then I'll put the ashes and bury them in my garden, but make a commitment to your future self to do that. Okay, I believe in you. I would love, if you would contact me, I would just love it. My email is patternbreakertarot@gmail.com. You could certainly get a hold of me, and I'd be happy to. I want to support you. I wish I was there. And I can tell you that if you had, Yes, I know, but that's a comma. There's not a period at the end of that sentence. One of the things about creating successful small business is you have to continually surprise people. You have to, when they come in, you do not want to be predictable. Predictable is death. You want to be remarkable. So getting the first round of press interest is fantastic. But being able to prove to people that you know how to get your own customers in the store will help. But I'm just calling it like I see it. If this is a blessing for you, great. Feel free to contact me. I would be happy to share some of the resources, just a few YouTubes from different people that might be inspiring to you, okay? So you guys, longest live of the year. How about that? I feel fantastic. I'm glad that you were here. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you, my friends. And I will look forward to seeing you Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Time. So it's the same time as we were on today. And I cannot guarantee that I'll go for all of this time that I have, but I do try to squeeze in just as many readings as I can. So go forth and prosper. Thank you for spending your time with me. And put your hand on your heart. Let's take a couple of breaths. And be grateful for that moon. So beautiful. Try to see the moon when it's nighttime for you and be grateful for everything that's happening. I will see you soon. Bye now.